Road for all of your sporting goods and apparel needs.
AWS Well Company, Inc. has been providing professional, reliable, and trusted service in the water well industry for over 50 years. We take pride in being a leader in water well drilling, geothermal systems, pump sales and pump repair, agricultural irrigation system, and septic installation. Our experts can custom design and install a water system that fits your specific needs. For more details, you can contact AWS Well at 402-624-3895.
For a magical one-of-a-kind festival featuring fabulous vintage antiques and junk vendors, along with makers, food trucks, bands, homemade apple cider and donuts, and of course those Bloody Marys, then come to Junkstock this fall, September 27th through the 29th, and October 4th through the 6th. Head over to junkstock.com for more information about this top 10 festival in America per the USA Today. At Junkstock, we are all about peace, love, and junk. See you this fall.
The Nebraska Chiropractic Physicians Association is a professional association of chiropractic physicians whose mission is to promote and advance the chiropractic profession in the state of Nebraska. Chiropractic is natural, holistic, and patient-centered. It is a safe, drug-free, cost-effective alternative in healthcare for the whole family. Start your path to better health today. Learn more about chiropractic care and find a doctor at nebraskachiropractic.org.
Black Hills Energy is a proud sponsor of Waterloo Valley Post 58 Baseball. You need an energy partner that's always looking ahead. That's why we at Black Hills Energy are always ready to support, inspire, and drive your next adventure, whatever it may be. Because supporting your day-to-day is our everyday. And we're always here, ready for what comes next. Find out more at blackhillsenergy.com.
At the Athlete Factory, you can be the best player you can be, all while practicing indoors. Down in Waterloo, Nebraska, the Athlete Factory specializes in indoor softball, baseball, soccer, and basketball training. Some services include facility rentals, lessons, and camps. Here at the Athlete Factory, we pride ourselves on teaching skills to better players and teams. So if this sounds like a good opportunity to parents or coaches, you can find us at our Facebook page, The Athlete Factory Nebraska, or schedule an appointment on the website.
Junior State Championship Series. Now, for the visitors today will be Crete. Home will be Central City. Here are the starting lineups for today's game. First with the visitors, Crete. Leading off, the first baseman, number 22, Tristan Lenhoff. Batting second, the catcher, number 8, Nick Wendt. Batting third, the shortstop, number 7, Brooks Peany. Batting fourth, the third baseman, number 16, Cole Stutzman. Batting fifth, the pitcher, number 27, Zach Connell. Batting sixth, the second baseman, number 18, Jay Wisenberg. Batting seventh, the center fielder, number 6, Peyton Steyer. Batting eighth, the right fielder, number 11, Miles Jenny. Batting ninth, the left fielder, number 21, Hunter Konike. Kanoki, I knew that. And now the non-starters. Number 4, Carson Sand. Number 5, Wyatt Varderstrass. Number 20, Caden Nitzel. And number 26, Caden Bruns. They are coached by Coach Rafferty and Reef. And now the home team, Central City. Leading off, the left fielder, number 23, Quinn Jensen. Batting second, the pitcher, number 7, Oliver Herman. Batting third, the first baseman, number 33, Connor Erickson. Batting fourth, the third baseman, number 4, Colvin Peters. Batting sixth, the center fielder, number 6, Caden Warner. Batting sixth, the DH, number 25, Logan Buckiner. Batting seventh, the catcher, number 12, Coulter Leaders. Batting eighth, the second baseman, number 1, Parker Zickman. And batting ninth, the shortstop, number 3, Martin Gonzalez. The in the right fielder, number 10, Jacob Brazzi. The non-starters, number 9, Angelo Pozzi. Number 32, Brian Redmond. Number 35, Jackson Gustafson. Number 24, Luke McCrae. Number 22, Talon Kelso. Number 28, Trick Delefson. And number 36, Tristan Richardson. Central City is coached by Ben Nelson, Doug Erickson, Brendan Detlefstrand, and Scott Erickson. Now, gentlemen,
Shields is a proud supporter of Post 58 Legion Baseball. Stop by Village Point at 168th and West Dodge Road for all of your sporting goods and apparel needs.
AWS Well Company, Inc. has been providing professional, reliable, and trusted service in the water well industry for over 50 years. We take pride in being a leader in water well drilling, geothermal systems, pump sales and pump repair, agricultural irrigation system, and septic installation. Our experts can custom design and install a water system that fits your specific needs. For more details, you can contact AWS Well at 402-624-3895.
For a magical one-of-a-kind festival featuring fabulous vintage antiques and junk vendors, along with makers, food trucks, bands, homemade apple cider and donuts, and of course those Bloody Marys, then come to Junk Stock this fall, September 27th through the 29th and October 4th through the 6th. Head over to junkstock.com for more information about this top 10 festival in America per the USA Today. At Junkstock, we are all about peace, love, and junk. See you this fall.
The Nebraska Chiropractic Physicians Association is a professional association of chiropractic physicians whose mission is to promote and advance the chiropractic profession in the state of Nebraska. Chiropractic is natural, holistic, and patient-centered. It is a safe, drug-free, cost-effective alternative in healthcare for the whole family. Start your path to better health today. Learn more about chiropractic care and find a doctor at nebraskachiropractic.org.
Black Hills Energy is a proud sponsor of Waterloo Valley Post 58 Baseball. You need an energy partner that's always looking ahead. That's why we at Black Hills Energy are always ready to support, inspire, and drive your next adventure, whatever it may be. Because supporting your day-to-day is our everyday. And we're always here, ready for what comes next. Find out more at blackhillsenergy.com.
At the Athlete Factory, you can be the best player you can be, all while practicing indoors. Down in Waterloo, Nebraska, the Athlete Factory specializes in indoor softball, baseball, soccer, and basketball training. Some services include facility rentals, lessons, and camps. Here at the Athlete Factory, we pride ourselves on teaching skills to better players and teams. So if this sounds like a good opportunity to parents or coaches, you can find us at our Facebook page, The Athlete Factory Nebraska, or schedule an appointment on the website, which will lead you straight to scheduling today.
Is it a good time to sell your house? Is it a good time to buy a house? Realtor Carrie Wilcox with Nebraska Realty knows the answer. Give her a call at 402-212-2271 today to get all these questions answered.
Smart Freight Funding is the #1 factoring company for the bulk trucking industry, but we're not just bulk.
Leading off for Crete, the top of the first inning. First baseman, number 22, Tristan Linhoff.
And a good Sunday afternoon, and welcome back to Valley, Nebraska at Frost Family Stadium and Chris Frank Field. Austin McNorton here with you on BSDN Live for game number 3 of 4 in day number 2 of the 2024 Nebraska American Legion Class B Junior State Tournament. We're on the winner's side of things. We had a couple elimination games today, and this 8-team field is now down to 6. As Lincoln Christian Brester Construction defeated Minden today in a close one, 6-5. They led 6-2 going into the top of the 7th, and Minden once again made a rally in the top of the 7th, scoring 3 runs and making it a 1-run deficit. Lincoln Christian was able to hold on. They'll be here tomorrow. And ETC Mount Michael, they defeated the host site, the Wingnuts of Waterloo Valley, here in their own stadium by a score of 9-2. So, an 8-team field is down to 6. We now go to the winner's side of things, and it's a leadoff walk for the left fielder of Crete. The first baseman, Tristan Linhoff, is on with nobody out. A leadoff walk for Tristan Linhoff. As how did each of these teams get here? Crete defeated Minden yesterday morning in game number 1. As they led 3-0 going to the top of the 7th, and a bunt laid down the left side, and Herman will have a high throw over to first. A good job by Erickson to jump and get his foot back down on the bag. So the bunt works successfully as the run is in scoring position now with 1 out.
With a sack bunt for the first out of the inning. Now bring up the shortstop, number 7, Brooks Beatty.
So moving along quickly here in the top of the first, Tristan Linhoff stands at second with 1 away for the shortstop, Brooks Peeney. As Crete led 3-0 going to the top of the 7th yesterday morning against Minden. That was game number 1 of this tournament. And they won it 3-2, holding on. Central City, on the other hand, they took on a Lincoln Christian squad and was dominant from start to finish, and they run-ruled them in 5 innings, an 8-0 victory for the team in green. And they are undefeated, 26-0 on the summer for this Central City junior squad. Crete is 22-2 on the summer, so the two best teams record-wise here in the state tournament face each other here in day number 2. The winner will move on to the quote-unquote semifinal round, if you will, or the quarterfinal round is probably the best way to describe it. The loser will play tomorrow at 1 o'clock against the Knights of ETC Mount Michael. So that's how the tournament looks sitting right now. It's Oliver Herman, the right-hander, out on the mound for Central City. After his teammate and first baseman today, Connor Erickson, threw yesterday in a special performance. Oliver was in the catcher's gear yesterday. He's now on the mound with a runner at second, and this is off the end of the bat, over on the right side. Tough play for Zickman, and he can't make it. That was just hitting the one spot on the infield that really, even as great as Parker Zickman did, he couldn't get over there to it, and Crete has runners at the corners with only one away.
Beating with an infield single. That'll now bring up the third baseman, number 16, Cole Stutzman.
So good location there from Brooks Peening on the infield single. Runners at the corners with one out here for Crete. As it was a leadoff walk that sits at third. A sac bunt, a single, and now the third baseman, Cole Stutzman, in the batter's box. And we'll take a look at the Central City defense here in just a moment. First pitch at 3:55 on this Sunday afternoon, 81 degrees. That's the warmest it's been here in the last 2 days. Sun shining, a little bit of clouds, but the one consistent thing, no wind here once again in Valley, just like there wasn't any yesterday. Good pitch there right down the center. And let's go ahead and look at the Central City defense. It's Jensen out in left, Mourner in center, Brazzi is out in right, Peters at third, Gonzalez at short, Zickman at second, Erickson at first, Herman on the mound, and Luters is behind home plate.
Oh, nice
a nice squeeze that time by Crete, executed perfectly. The run scores from third on the ground out from Stutzman, and Crete has a 1-0 lead. Very nicely executed on the suicide there.
Stutzman with a sacrifice suicide squeeze for the first run of the inning, the first run of the game. That'll now bring up the pitcher, number 27, Zach Connell.
So Brooks Peening advances up to second. Tristan Linhoff scores from third on the suicide. And now Zach Connell steps in and fouls the first pitch off behind home plate. Zach will be pitching this afternoon as Crete is in the white pants, blue jerseys, white numbers, red trim. Central City in the white pants with green socks, green jerseys, white numbers, yellow trim. So that's how the defense looks for Central City, as this is a chopper hit over to short. Gonzalez, a long throw, makes it perfectly in time for out number 3. So it's one hit, one walk, one run, and one left on for Crete. We go to the bottom of the first. Crete leads at 1-0 on BSDN Live.
AWS Well Company, Inc. has been providing professional, reliable, and trusted service in the water well industry for over 50 years. We take pride in being a leader in water well drilling, geothermal systems, pump sales and pump repair, agricultural irrigation system, and septic installation. Our experts can custom design and install a water system that fits your specific needs. For more details, you can contact AWS Well at 402-624-3895.
Black Hills Energy is a proud sponsor of Waterloo Valley Post 58 Baseball. You need an energy partner that's always looking ahead. That's why we at Black Hills Energy are always ready to support, inspire, and drive your next adventure, whatever it may be. Because supporting your day-to-day is our everyday. And we're always here, ready for what comes next. Find out more at blackhillsenergy.com. Black Hills Energy is a proud sponsor of Waterloo Valley Post 58 Baseball. You need an energy partner that's always looking ahead. That's why we at Black Hills Energy are always ready to support, inspire, and drive your next adventure, whatever it may be. Because supporting your day-to-day is our everyday. And we're always here, ready for what comes next. Find out more at blackhillsenergy.com.
The Nebraska Chiropractic Physicians Association is a professional association of chiropractic physicians whose mission is to promote and advance the chiropractic profession in the state of Nebraska. Chiropractic is natural, holistic, and patient-centered. It is a safe, drug-free, cost-effective alternative in healthcare for the whole family. Start your path to better health today. Learn more about chiropractic care and find a doctor at nebraskachiropractic.org. The Nebraska Chiropractic Physicians Association is a professional association of chiropractic physicians whose mission is to promote and advance the chiropractic profession in the state of Nebraska. Chiropractic is natural, holistic, and patient-centered. It is a safe, drug-free, cost-effective alternative in healthcare for the whole family. Start your path to better health today. Learn more about chiropractic care and find a doctor at nebraskachiropractic.org. The Nebraska Chiropractic Physicians Association is a professional association.
Is it a good time to sell your house? Is it a good time to buy a house? Realtor Carrie Wilcox with Nebraska Realty knows the answer. Give her a call at 402-212-2271 today to get all of these questions answered. Is it a good time to sell your house? Is it a good time to buy a house? Realtor Carrie Wilcox with Nebraska Realty knows the answer. Give her a call at 402-212-2271 today to get all of these questions answered. Austin McNorton and Matt Richmond back here with you on BSDN Live here in the bottom of the first between Crete and Central City, and Crete leads 1-0 after one hit, a walk, a run, and one left on. On the top of the first, we now go to the bottom of the first, and Central City will be up to bat, and that brings Quinn Jensen into the batter's box, the left fielder for Central City, against Zach Connell out on the mound for Crete, the right-hander. And let's go ahead and look at the Crete defense here after this pitch that goes high. Kanoki's out in left, Steyer in center, Jenny's in right, Stutzman over at third, Brooks Peening sits at short, Wissenberg at second, Linhoff stands over on the bag at first. Nick Wentz behind the plate. In the catcher's gear, Zach Connell on the mound. Quinn Jensen out in left field, bats first for Central City. They won yesterday 8-0 over Lincoln Christian. A really impressive game. And there's a pitch outside. Good crowd here for both teams, just like we expected. Central City brought a great crowd yesterday. They're all here once again, and Crete, they brought a great crowd as well. A lot more tents and shade and amenities brought by the fans today than there was yesterday with the cloud coverage the whole day. This is popped up. It'll stay on the infield and just go into shallow center where the shortstop Peening is there for out number one. So 1 up, 1 down for Zach Connell, and that'll bring the pitcher into the batter's box in Oliver Herman.
That'll now bring up the pitcher, number 7, Oliver Herman.
So 1 up, 1 down, and yesterday Oliver Herman, he was perfect. He went 2 for 2 with 2 singles, a run scored. He also had a RBI sacrifice fly and a walk. So trying to continue his success in the batter's box like he did yesterday, but Central City, they're 26-0. And Matt, if I'm willing to bet, I'm betting they haven't trailed in a lot of games this summer.
Probably not. I am not guessing. And if they are, it's probably like a first inning 1-0 lead.
Right. Yeah, like this, exactly. Yeah. Fairly similar to this, and he fouls that one off of himself back into play, which stops play. And due up next would be Connor Erickson. And talking to head coach Ben Wilson before this tournament started, just kind of asking a little bit about the team. Said we had a lot of guys return from last year's state qualifying team in Alliance. And he says they even feel like they have more depth on their pitching staff this year than they did last season. This is turned on, hit slowly over to third. Stutzman gets a glove on it, fires it to first in time. Really nice play by Stutzman over at third, and there's 2 away.
Herman grounds out to the third baseman for the second out of the inning. That'll now bring up the first baseman, number 33, Connor Erickson.
And kind of continuing with that theme a little bit, what we were saying, what Ben Nelson was talking about with this team. He said Oliver Herman, who just grounded out, and Connor Erickson, who pitched yesterday and is now in the lefty batter's box, have been the leaders on and off the field as they do a good job of keeping the guys together, is what he said. And here is Connor Erickson in the batter's box looking at his numbers this summer. He's appeared in 24 games, 71 at-bats with these are not fake, a .592 batting average this summer, a .655 on-base percentage. He has 42 hits, 23 singles, 13 doubles, 6 triples, and 39 RBIs, which leads the team by a large margin. 30 runs scored and 14 walks. Not bad numbers on that.
No, that's a pretty good season.
It's a pretty good season. And he pitches as well, and we saw that in full force yesterday against a really solid Lincoln Christian squad. So again, the winner of this game will take on the winner of Alliance and West Point. That's the game tonight. The loser of this game will take on Mount Michael tomorrow afternoon at 1 o'clock. So shout out to all the Knights fans who are tuning into this broadcast saying, wonder who we might play. Whoever it'll be will be a tough opponent, as is everyone left in this tournament now. This is hard hit over to third. Tough play for Stutzman again. High throw, and it gets all the way to the right field wall. So Connor Erickson will advance to second. Boy, Matt, what do you say that? That might be an infield single.
I'm going to give that a hit, but then the throw-in error.
Yep.
So it's going to go as a hit and then an error as well.
So Erickson reaches second on the
Erickson
single.
with an infield single reaches second on the throwing error. That'll now bring up the third baseman, number 4, Colvin Peters.
Which just continues to show how good his. And now there's a runner at second with 2 outs here for Central City. For their cleanup man, Colvin Peters. He's over at third today defensively. Central City trying to tie it up here in the bottom of the first. I don't know, Matt. You can just get a sense. It was a lot more, I feel like, felt like a little more nervous energy in the 2 games this morning with it's do or die time for those teams when it comes to your back's literally against the wall. In this game, I feel like both the fan bases are really into it saying, man, if Central City kind of is like, man, we're really good, but this is a good team we're playing. And Crete's like, man, we're playing really good against an undefeated team right now. You can just kind of tell. I know we're only in the first inning, but both fan bases are really into every single pitch right now.
Well, absolutely. One, it's stakes are high.
Yeah, right, yeah.
I mean, This is state championship series. 1, 2. Both of these teams are very confident because they have unbelievable records. 26-0 and 22-2.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. I mean, those are outstanding numbers. So yes, of course they've got confidence in them, and they're going to be behind them. And it does help. I mean, having fans behind you like this throughout the season is very helpful.
So Colvin Peters now in the box, 2 balls, 2 strikes, and this is hit over into the Crete fans that are sitting down the right field line behind their dugout. And we'll do it again. Taking a look at the third baseman's batting numbers this season for Central City. Colvin is appeared in 23 games, a .422 batting average with a .519 on base percentage, 27 hits, 22 RBIs, and a strikeout. The first strikeout of the day for either team, and Zach Connell gets out of a runner in scoring position to end the inning. So it's 1 hit, no walks, no runs, and 1 left on as we head to the second on BSDN Live. Don't go anywhere. Training Camp is Omaha's premier indoor sports facility for youth athletes. We offer world-class training and facilities with open practice areas, lessons, camps, and clinics. Whether it's baseball, softball, soccer, strength and conditioning training, we have the staff and facility for you. Reserve a time. Check us out at elkhorntrainingcamp.com. Elkhorn Training Camp is Omaha's
just down the road from anywhere you're at. Woodhouse has proudly been serving the customers and communities since 1975 with a goal to provide you with a buying and servicing experience that builds a trusted partnership for a lifetime. Find them at woodhouse.com. Woodhouse Auto Family is the home of 21 brands with over 1,100 pre-owned, certified pre-owned, and over 5,600 vehicle selection that can be found at woodhouse.com or visit one of their locations just down the road from anywhere you're at. Woodhouse has proudly been serving the customers and communities since 1975 with a goal to provide you with a buying and servicing experience that builds a trusted partnership for a lifetime. Find them at woodhouse.com.
The second baseman, number 18, Jay Wisenberg.
Austin McNorton, Matt Richmond back here with you on BSDN Live from Frost Family Stadium and Chris Frank Field on this sunny, warm Sunday afternoon for the Nebraska American Legion Class B Junior State Tournament. We're in the winner's bracket here for the last two games today. It's Crete leading Central City 1-0 here in the top of the second. And due up for Crete are their 6, 7, 8 hitters here in inning number 2. Working with a 1-run lead as they had 1 hit, 1 walk, 1 run, and 1 left on in the first inning. It's now the second baseman, Jay Wisenberg, in the right-hand batter's box against Oliver Herman, trying to settle in. He gave up a leadoff walk, which Matt and I always say haunts you in all levels of the game. This one goes way away and outside for Looters. And the count is 1 ball and 2 strikes. Taking a look at Central City in game number 1, as this is hit over to the right side. It's a fair ball as Brazzi tried to make a charge on it. It dropped right in front of him down the right field line. The second hit of the afternoon for Crete, and they have another leadoff base runner.
Wisenberg with a base hit to right. That'll now bring up the center fielder, number 6, Peyton Steyer.
So Peyton Steyer steps up. Central City, defensively yesterday, they gave up just 2 hits, 1 walk, and 3 base runners total. As a pickoff play back to first is not in time. So Crete is all over them here early, as that is hit number 2. Let's just see those up there. Yeah. Awesome. And it's a lefty batter, and Peyton Steyer now in the batter's box. He's out in center field for Crete defensively. And looking at Crete's offense yesterday in their victory over Minden in a close one, they had 6 hits, 2 walks, 3 runs, and they left 8 guys on base. So they're trying to plate a lot more of those base runners here today. Pitch outside, called a strike. Peyton Steyer, he went 0 for 2 yesterday in the batter's box, but he did walk as well. So he's trying to have his first base hit of the state tournament against a really good pitcher in Oliver Herman. There's a strike, a swing and a miss, and we'll take a look at his numbers here this summer on the mound for the team in green, as he's been pretty effective. He hasn't pitched as many innings as his teammate in Connor Erickson, only 26 innings pitched, which is second most on the team. However, he's started in 6 games, and he's 6-0. So he's played in 6, started in 6, won 6. As this is popped up into the air to shallow left. Tough play for Jensen. He makes it and fires it back in, and there's 1 away here in the top of the second with 1 on. So a nice play by Jensen out in shallow left. And that brings out the right fielder, Miles Jenny. It's the entire outfield for Crete, batting 7, 8, 9. The center fielder, right fielder, and left fielder. 1 out with a runner at first. And let's go ahead and look at Miles Jenny's numbers. Oh, I thought I had Crete's numbers. I don't. I was looking at, what was I doing? Oliver Herman is who I was looking at. Started and played in 6 games on the mound. He has faced 117 batters, is 6-0. He's given up only 11 hits the entire summer, 6 earned runs. He's walked 19 guys. He has struck out 43 and has a 1.61 ERA this summer in the 6 starts. Pickoff play back to first. That was a little bit closer, but Wisenberg is back safely again.
Wait, did you say he gave up 11 hits all summer?
All summer long. 11 hits total.
Okay.
Not bad. Pickoff play, or correction, a steal and a successful steal by Jay Wissenberg. He's into scoring position now with 1 out here for Crete. So, yeah, to get 2 hits in 2 innings against this kid is pretty impressive for,
right, that's
for
what,
what
I'm
Crete's
thinking.
doing
I'm just
right
like,
now.
What? He's given up 11 hits,
Yep.
and you've already given up 2 in just in this game?
Yeah, so Crete definitely read a scouting report or something correctly on this guy because they've been all over him. A chopper hit over to second. Zigman watches it bounce into his glove, and there's out number 2. So there's 2 away as Wissenberg advances over to third now.
For the second out of the inning. That'll now bring up the left fielder, number 21, Hunter Kinoki.
Hunter Kanoki steps up, the left fielder for Crete. And looks at a first pitch strike. Kanoki, yesterday, he went 0 for 2, batting 9th in the lineup. And he walked as well against Minden's squad. That was game number 1. That was the 10 a.m. game yesterday. In their 3-2 victory, they led 3-0 going into the top of the 7th, and then things got a little bit interesting. We're going to refer to any rallies in 7th innings as they're just doing a Minden.
Right.
That's what we determined. And I was talking to their coach after the game, and he said, "Man, we just decided to start playing when it was too late." There's a really nicely located pitch from Herman. Yet to get a strikeout here in the first 8 batters he's faced. Just letting his really good defense work behind him. There's a pitch that's high. And honestly, that's pretty much what Erickson did too. He got a little bit more strikeouts. He had 6 strikeouts in the 18 batters he faced. But really, there's strike 3 called on the outside part of the zone. And the leadoff single doesn't pay off for Crete as they have 1 hit, no walks, no runs, and 1 left on as we go to the bottom of the second. Crete leads at 1-0 on BSDN Live.
Kinoki goes down for the third out of the inning. For
Gregorich Plumbing is a proud sponsor of Waterloo Valley Post 58 Legion Baseball. Give them a call at 402-359-9117 for all of your installation, service, and repair needs. When it comes to plumbing, Gregorich is the experts. Once again, give them a call at 402-359-9117. Gregorich Plumbing, proud sponsors of Waterloo Valley Post 58 Baseball.
Factor all trailer types and any freight with over 50 years of driving, dispatching, contracting, and accounting experience in the trucking industry. Let someone who's been in your shoes handle your finances. Learn why clients use Smart Freight Funding and get started today at smartfreightfunding.com. Smart Freight Funding is the #1 factoring company for the bulk trucking industry, but we're not just bulk. We factor all trailer types and any freight with over 50 years of driving, dispatching, contracting, and accounting experience in the trucking industry. Let someone who's been in your shoes handle your finances. Learn why clients use Smart Freight Funding and get started today at smartfreightfunding.com. Smart Freight Funding is the #1 factoring company for the bulk trucking industry, but we're not just bulk. We factor all trailer types and any freight with over 50 years of driving, dispatching, contracting, and accounting experience in the trucking industry. Let someone who's been in your shoes handle your finances. Learn why clients use Smart Freight Funding and get started today at smartfreightfunding.com.
Athlete Factory, you can be the best player you can be, all while practicing indoors. Down in Waterloo, Nebraska, the Athlete Factory specializes in indoor softball, baseball, soccer, and basketball training. Some services include facility rentals, lessons, and camps. Here at the Athlete Factory, we pride ourselves on teaching skills to better players and teams. So if this sounds like a good opportunity to parents or coaches, you can find us at our Facebook page, The Athlete.
Austin McNorton and Matt Richmond back here with you on BSDN Live from Frost Family Stadium and Chris Frank Field. As we head to the bottom of the second, Crete leads Central City 1-0. As Central City trying to bounce back, as Crete had 1 hit, 1 walk, 1 run in the first inning, and they had a hit and left him standing in the second inning. So Central City trying to get things going offensively. They had a hit, and Connor Erickson was left stranded at second in the first inning. So now it's the 5, 6, 7 batters here for Central City in the second. And that brings out the center fielder, Caden Warner, into the batter's box, the right-hander. It's an 0-2 count. It's inside, 1-2. And looking at Caden Warner, what did he do yesterday in the batter's box? He actually was one of the rare Central City players that struggled at the plate. He went 0 for 4, and this is a blooper that bounces in front of Wissenberg. Tough play. Got him. Really nice play from the second baseman, Wissenberg of Crete. And Warner goes down on the ground out. So Warner continuing to be a little bit cold in the batter's box. He is 0 for 5 now here in the state tournament. And here comes the DH, Logan Vakiner. Logan was 0 for 2 yesterday, but he walked and scored a run, a part of their 5-run 5th inning, all with 2 outs against Lincoln Christian. The inning started out with a strikeout, a fly out to center field, and then Logan Vakiner got the inning started with a walk. It was a double, a single, another walk, a hit batter, a single, and an error that scored 5 runs for Central City, all in the 5th inning, a part of their 8-0 victory then after 5 innings.
Equipment change, as Wentz had to go change out his catcher's
Oh, okay. And Wentz really was good for Crete yesterday. As he started out the game and threw 70 pitches. And Brooks Peening and Tristan Linhoff came to close it out for Crete in a victory. But Went was the one who got them to the 3-0 lead and really was not allowing Menden to do much of anything all the way through the first 5 innings of the game. They only had 4 base runners, I should say, throughout the first 4 innings of the game when he was on the mound pitching. Then they took him out. The Crete bullpen struggled a little bit, but still finished the job off. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes with 1 out and nobody on here for Central City's Logan Vakiner.
Yeah, Went had probably one of the nastiest curveballs.
Yeah, man, we had a great view from up here in the press box, too, watching it. This is hit over to second, and this one Wissenberg can't handle. Too hot for him to handle that time, and it's a 1-out base runner for Central City again.
Vakiner reaches on the air. That'll now bring up the catcher, number 12, Coulter Looters.
That'll go down as an E4. And Vakiner is on first with 1 away for Central City, representing the tying run for the team in green. And here comes the catcher, Coulter Looters, into the batter's box. Pitch inside he takes. A decent lead over there for Vakiner. Looters, he was spectacular for Central City yesterday, as was the entire bottom of this lineup. Yesterday's Central City squad, their 7, 8, 9 guys were spectacular. Looters went 2 for 2 with 2 doubles, a walk, and 3 runs scored. Parker Zigmund went 3 for 3 with 3 singles and a run scored. And then Martin Gonzalez had an RBI sacrifice fly, a walk, and a run scored. The 7, 8, 9 guys were the difference for Central City in their victory over Lincoln Christian. So we'll see if their hot bats continue here today. Matt, they were awesome yesterday.
Yeah, they were. They were very, especially this gentleman up here right here.
He had the 2 farthest hit balls yesterday, the 2 doubles, and he scored 3 runs yesterday for the Central City. 3 out of the 8 were all belonging to him.
Yeah, I think he hit the bottom of the fence yesterday.
Yep.
On a fly ball there. On a long fly.
It's 3 balls and 1 strike to him now. He walked yesterday and scored, so he's just been seeing the ball well. And, it's a balk.
Huh?
Boy, that's a tough call. What's the ruling on that one, Matt? Because that looked Connell looked a little confused by it.
I have no idea what happened on that one. I did not see anything. But the umpire at first base, Dan Flynn, obviously saw something. because he called it immediately. He did not hesitate.
Yep. So now the tying run moves into scoring position here for Central City. A 3-1 count is ball 4, so the Keener would have moved up anyway. But now he guaranteed moves up.
That'll now bring up the second baseman, number 1, Parker Zickman.
And here's the second baseman, Parker Zickman, who was yesterday's player of the game for Central City. Again,
running over at first, number 9, Angelo Pazzi.
He went 3 for 3 in the batter's box with 3 singles and a run scored and a couple RBIs, but it was honestly his defense that helped earn him that title yesterday as being the player of the game. Anything hit his way was a sure out. So now he's looking to continue his hot hitting streak here. With 2 on and 1 out. First pitch is high and inside.
That's a good call here.
So you say that's a good call. Why, Matt?
Because it's just not the pitching aspect of it. I also think that the crowds and the other players are starting to get to him. So I think he just went out there and just said, hey, man, settle down, relax, take a deep breath. Don't focus on pitching. Let your defense work. Let's go.
Parker Zickman trying to have the big hit here for Central City early in the bottom of the second between these two really talented teams. Off the end of the bat foul.
And you come back with a strike ball.
Yep.
Perfect.
Put some heat behind it and says put it over the zone.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, too. Both of these defenses are really talented to where these pitchers can put it over the zone and just let them work behind them.
Yeah, absolutely.
This is swung on and missed, and after starting out 1-0, Zickman is now down 1-2.
Connell actually throws he's got good velocity.
Yeah.
So it's not like he's just throwing it up there. He's got velocity behind it.
1 ball, 2 strikes. There's ball 2. Good take from Zickman. Just a hair outside, but that's exactly where Connell wanted it.
Big league take right
Yeah,
there.
no kidding. The crowd is definitely into it, and there's a full count now. The Central City crowd on this first base side is certainly making some noise, as is the Central City dugout, too. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 on, 1 out. The tying run stands at second in this 1-0 game in the bottom of the second. Here's the pitch, off the end of the bat, foul. Crete has a great crowd here as well. And Martin Gonzalez will be up next for Central City. Let's do the 3-2 again. This is hit out into center field. Coming in and making the catch is Steyer. Hit right on the line. Steyer read it perfectly, and there's 2 outs. A big out there for Crete as you face batter number 9 now.
Flies out to the center fielder for the second out of the inning. That'll now bring up the shortstop, number 3, Martin Gonzalez.
And now this out becomes crucial for Crete Zach Connell, trying to get batter number 9 out before flipping the card over with the bases loaded potentially. Gonzalez looks at a first pitch strike. And you're right, Matt. It seems like ever since Went out there to talk to his pitcher Connell, Zach has certainly just kind of settled in a little bit now. No balls, 1 strike, 2 on, 2 outs. The pitch outside.
Well, we'll see how much we make today.
1 hit for Central City. 1 walk. They left a batter on in the last inning. Don't want to leave 2 stranded here. Inside pitch, slowly hit to second. Tough play for Wissenberg. It throws it wild. A critical error for Crete scores the tying run for Central City in the bottom of the second. It was a tough play for Wissenberg, but Gonzalez comes through, beating out the wild throw.
So that's going to be scored a hit with a throwing error.
So Vakiner scores from second.
Gonzalez with an infield single. Runners advance on the throwing error. That'll now bring up the leadoff hitter, the left fielder, number 23, Quinn Jensen.
Vakiner scores from second. Coulter Luders advances to third, and this is an error. Off the glove of Linhoff, the first baseman. Just like that, Central City has taken the lead. Isn't it amazing how one little mistake, and just like that, you're losing? As Quinn Jensen is now at first.
Jensen reaches on the air, run scores. That'll now bring up the pitcher, number 7, Oliver Herman.
So another error for the Crete defense. As Coulter Luders scored from third, Martin Gonzalez goes first to third. Quinn Jensen stands at first. 2 outs, runners at the corners.
All right.
Thank you, Jonas. 1 ball, no strikes, 2 outs, 2 on, 2 across here for Central City. Thanks to some defensive miscues and now a wild pitch will advance Quinn Jensen up to second now. The runner at third is Gonzalez. Runner at second is Quinn Jensen. And it's the pitcher, Oliver Herman, trying to give himself a little bit more cushion to work with. You get a big fly out to center field. And then a slow rolling infield single ties it up. And then an error, you're down by 1. It's just the little things when you're playing an undefeated team. And Matt, you can tell Central City, it feels like they just kind of tasted blood. Like just a little mistake, and they're like, all right, let's go. Like, let's pour it on.
Yeah, that,
like,
and it's like they woke up.
Exactly. Yep,
You know,
exactly.
It's like, hey, time to wake up. We're down 1-0. It's the second inning. We're better than that.
And that hits him in the head, and the bases are loaded. He tried to duck out of the way. But now
Herman
everyone
hit
will
by
check
pitch.
on him.
That will load the bases. We got time on the field.
So everyone will check on Oliver Herman now, and Crete wants to talk it over as the bases are loaded. And what do you think they're talking about right now? Because you can tell Central City, and credit to their crowd and their dugout, they have turned this place into a home game, and they have turned this place into a momentum inning right now for Central City, Matt. I mean, it's just, we might have a pitching change?
Huh?
Someone just ran off the field.
Oh. That's what I was trying to say. Just 4 years on the day. No. Crete has 4.
Let's see. Do we have a new pitcher out there?
No. Connell's still there.
Okay, I thought I saw somebody run off for a Crete, but maybe not. So, Crete
Now
back
batting.
at it, yeah.
The first baseman, number 33, Connor Erickson.
Here we go. Bottom of the second. Bases loaded. Central City leads 2-1. And the pitch goes out of the glove, but oh my gosh, it bounced off the fence and right back into Nick Went's glove. Well, that couldn't have worked out any better for Crete. Gonzalez stands at third after he singled with 2 outs, driving in a run. Quinn Jensen stands at second after he reached on the E3. And then Oliver Herman stands at first after he got hit by a pitch. There's a swing and a miss for Connor Erickson. And Matt, right guy in the right spot here for Central City with the bases loaded.
Yeah, this is your number 1 hitter. That's why he's batting third. He's the top hitter of your team. He's the contact guy. He's going to put the ball in play. We'll see what happens here. And he got under it.
Does put the ball in play, but he gets way under it in shallow left field. The catch is made by Kanoki to end the inning, but it's 1 hit, 1 walk,
Erickson
2
flies out
runs,
to the
and
left field
3
for
left
the third out
on.
of the inning.
As we go to
For
the
Central
third,
City, there was
Central
2
City
runs
leads
on.
2-1
There's 3
on
errors in the
BSDN
game.
Live.
3 left on. After 2 complete innings.
For a magical one-of-a-kind festival featuring fabulous vintage antiques and junk vendors, along with makers, food trucks, bands, homemade apple cider and donuts, and of course those Bloody Marys. Then come to Junkstock this fall, September 27th through the 29th, and October 4th through the 6th. Head over to junkstock.com for more information about this top 10 festival in America per the USA Today. At Junkstock, we are all about peace, love, and junk. See you this fall. For a magical one-of-a-kind festival featuring fabulous vintage antiques and junk vendors, along with makers, food trucks, bands, homemade apple cider and donuts, and of course those Bloody Marys. Then come to Junk Stock this fall, September 27th through the 29th. Parents, family members, and especially all of our fans want to give a huge thank you to the Valley American Legion Post number 58 for a special summer baseball season. The Valley, Nebraska American Legion Post number 58 is open to all veterans in the area who have served. Thank you for serving. Thank you for supporting us this entire summer, and go Wingnuts. The players, parents, family members, and especially all of our fans want to give a huge thank you to the Valley American Legion Post number 58.
Number 22, Tristan Lenhoff.
Austin McNorton, Matt Richmond back here with you on BSDN Live as we go to the top of the third. Crete now finds themselves in a hole, 2-1. As we go to the top of the order, their 1-2-3 hitters due up. As Lenhoff started things off for Crete with a leadoff walk and a run scored in that first inning, which gave him that 1-0 lead at the time. As he was driven in by Brooks Peening's RBI. And this one is sent into shallow center. Nope. Tough play, but a sliding catch made by Mourner. Boy, he made that look easy, and there's one away. Jonas would have done it better. He wouldn't have had to slide. How about that?
Flies out to center fielder for the first out of the inning. That'll now bring up the catcher, number 8, Nick Wendt.
We have the Wingnuts senior starting center fielder, Jonas Mears Richmond, helping us out on our broadcast here this afternoon. He's running the balls and strikes and outs and everything you see in that bottom left corner of your screen in our scoreboard.
So if it's screwed up, yell at him.
And there's your strike for Oliver Herman, who's given up 2 hits, 1 walk, a run, and he has stranded 2 batters today. And this is off the end of the bat. It will go behind the Crete dugout and foul. Some kids try and return that to the concession stand for a treat.
For a nice, tasty treat.
Yeah, that's what you always say. I think everyone's got that down to a science now here at Frost Family Stadium. Chopper hit over to third, and man, that's a tough play for Peters. He came too far in on it.
Yeah, that's just a bootsy.
It just continued to keep bouncing, and that will be an error against Central City, and Nick Wendt is on with a 1-out base runner.
Wendt reaches on the air, and that'll now bring up the shortstop, number 7, Brooks Peening.
So kind of surprising. We've seen some mistakes from each of these teams' infield that we have not been used to seeing. At least I know we've only seen these teams twice in our lives, but
yeah, not what we saw yesterday.
Definitely not what we saw yesterday, as this one goes foul over to Peters on the third base bag. But yeah, these defenses were pretty perfect yesterday defensively, but I'm just seeing a little bit of the yips, right? Isn't that what they say?
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like I've heard that.
Oh yeah, that's Chuck Knobloch had the yips. That's why he couldn't throw the ball from second to first. That's why he's not playing. He stopped playing so early.
Brooks Peening stands in. A pickoff play. Got him. And boy, Herman, that's the most fired up we've seen from him. He jumps off the mound and gives a big hug to his team leader and Connor Erickson over there at first. That's the most fired up we've seen from Connor Erickson and Oliver Herman, the 2 quoted leaders of this Central City team. Execute a pickoff play perfectly, and just like that, there's nobody on with 2 outs for Crete here in the top of the third. I love seeing that kind of emotion. I mean, this is a state tournament. That tells you how much this means. When just a routine pickoff play in the top of the third inning, you get that fired up about it.
Yeah, that's winning the game. That's winning to win.
Hard hit, really hard hit down the third base side. Yeah, you're exactly right.
No, that's just you don't see that a lot anymore. That's a lot of lack. That's one trait that's been lacking with a lot of players anymore.
It's definitely no short of emotion between these 2 teams, and rightfully so. I mean, their confidence is deserved. This is fouled off, and Erickson runs out of room. It did hit back into play, but he just barely ran out of room down the right field side off your screen there to the right. But yeah, these two teams have definitely earned the confidence that they have. 21-2, or 22-2, I should say, and 26-0. Good take that time from Peening on the lower outside part of the zone. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes with 2 outs and nobody on. In the top of the third, Central City comes from a deficit and leads 2-1 over Crete. The pitch inside and foul. Took some wicked spins off a home plate and rolled backwards. For a second, it looked like it was going to go back to Herman on the mound, but then it rolled backwards. Peening got under it. It's in foul territory, and this time Erickson makes the catch right in front of the Crete dugout for out number 3. It's no hits, no walks, no runs, and nobody left on. We go to the 4th, or the bottom of the 3rd, I should say. Central City leads 2-1 on BSDN Live, and we'll be right back after this. Post 58 baseball. At Lightning Exteriors, we offer a comprehensive range of exterior services to cater to your specific needs. Whether it's roofing, siding, gutters, or other exterior enhancements, our team has the expertise and experience to deliver exceptional results. We understand the unique challenges of our regions and ensure that our solutions are tailored to withstand the local climate conditions. To learn more, head over to lightning-exteriors.com. Lightning Exteriors is the largest Freightliner/Western Star truck dealerships in the U.S. with locations in 18 cities across the Midwest. In business since 1975, our product line features Freightliner, Western Star, Thomas Built buses, and Ottawa trucks. TCC also provides parts and service, full maintenance, fleet management, leasing and rental, and even has on-site body shops at several locations to help get you back on the road and keep you there. Visit TruckCenterCompanies.com for more information. Truck Center Companies is one of the largest Freightliner/Western Star truck dealerships in the U.S. with locations in 18 cities across the Midwest. In business since
WS Well Company, Inc. has been providing professional, reliable, and trusted service in the water well industry for over 50 years. We take pride in being a leader in water well drilling, geothermal systems, pump sales and pump repair, agricultural irrigation system, and septic installation.
Austin McNorton and Matt Richmond back here with you on BSDN Live as we're joined in the bottom of the 3rd at Frost Family Stadium, Chris Frank Field. Central City comes from a 1-run deficit to take the lead 2-1 after they had 1 hit, 1 walk, and 2 runs in the bottom of the 2nd inning, but Jonas, I think, said it best after that inning. It could have been a lot worse as they left the bases loaded. So Crete down by 1 would like to keep it that way as they face the 4-5-6 batters here in the bottom of the 3rd. And that's Colbin Peters, who is 0 for 1 with a strikeout in the 1st inning that ended the 1st inning. So he bats first here in the bottom of the 3rd with a 2-1 lead. 1 ball, 2 strikes, nobody on, nobody out. And a good frame job, honestly, by Nick Wint. And that kind of made everyone in the crowd go, oof, that was close.
I think Nick really wanted that one.
Yeah, he did. He held it there for a while, too. And this is popped up and out of play. Thanks to everyone for tuning in to our broadcast on BSDN Live. And if you go to any of those businesses you see rotating in the bottom right corner of your screen, be sure to thank them. We couldn't do it without them. And we'll give shout-outs to everyone tuning in. Let us know where you're watching this from, who you're rooting for. Carrie Collingham gave a shout-out and says, good luck to Central City boys. And it's a looking K on Colbin Peters, and he struck out for the 2nd time on Zach Connell.
Peters goes down for the first out of the inning. That'll now bring up the center fielder, number 6, Caden Mortar.
So we'll give shout-outs in that live chat feature of our broadcast here on BSDN Live. Give a shout-out to a player. We'll shout it out here on the broadcast, who you're rooting for, where you're watching from, all those kind of good details. And out in center field, Caden Mourner is now at the batter's box. He's 0 for 1 with a ground out to the second baseman, and that started out the bottom of the second inning where they scored their 2 runs. And then was a error, a walk, a base hit, another error, a hit batter that scored the 2 runs for Central City. Pitch low, good take from Mourner, who, like we said, this kid is due. He is 0 for 5 here in the state tournament, but that's not really on pace for the way he's been playing this summer. There's a really hard hit ball back up the middle. Good play by Brooks Peening, and there's 2 away.
Mourner grounds out into the shortstop for the second out of the inning. That'll now bring up the DH number 25, Logan Buckiner.
There's the Crete defense that we're used to seeing. We saw some mistakes in the last inning when they were out there defensively, but Brooks Peening makes that one look easy. And here's the DH, Logan Vakiner, who got things started in that second inning as he reached on the error and came around to score one of the 2 runs for Central City. Vakiner in the batter's box, a .396 average, which is one of the lower ones on the team, believe it or not. That's how deep this lineup is. And this is in foul territory down the left field line, and in the Bermuda Triangle, it bounces foul. But Vakiner, a .396 average, a .579 on base percentage, though, as he has 19 hits, 16 of them being singles, 3 doubles. He has 26 RBIs, 23 runs, and 19 walks, which leads the team. There's a good pitch. So this is someone who sees the ball well as far as getting on base with walks. He walked yesterday and scored a run. Off the end of the bat and foul down the right field line. Just got a piece of it. And it's 1 ball and 2 strikes again. As Crete is trying to go 1-2-3 for the first time this afternoon against this really tough Central City lineup. That's a lot easier said than done. They do it! Strike 3 called as Connell gets 2 backwards Ks in the inning. And Central City goes down in order 1-2-3. We go to the 4th as they lead it 2-1 on BSDN Live. Black Hills Energy is a proud sponsor of Waterloo Valley Post 58 Baseball. You need an energy partner that's always looking ahead. That's why we at Black Hills Energy are always ready to support, inspire, and drive your next adventure, whatever it may be. Because supporting your day-to-day is our everyday. And we're always here, ready for what comes next. Find out more at blackhillsenergy.com. Black Hills Energy is a proud sponsor of Waterloo Valley
Physicians whose mission is to promote and advance the chiropractic profession in the state of Nebraska. Chiropractic is natural, holistic, and patient-centered. It is a safe, drug-free, cost-effective alternative in healthcare for the whole family. Start your path to better health today. Learn more about chiropractic care and find a doctor at nebraskachiropractic.org. The Nebraska Chiropractic Physicians Association
is a good time to sell your house. Is it a good time to buy a house? Realtor Carrie Wilcox with Nebraska Realty knows the answer. Give her a call at 402-212-2271 today to get all these questions answered. Is it a good time to sell your house? Is it a good time to buy a house? Realtor Carrie Wilcox with Nebraska Realty knows the answer. Give her a call at 402-212-2271 today to get all these questions answered. Is it a good time?
All right, starting off the top of the 4th inning for Crete, the 3rd baseman, number 16, Cole Stutzman.
Austin McNorton and Matt Richmond back here with you from a sunny, warm Frost Family Stadium. Chris Frank Field. It's a chopper hit over to third on the first pitch. It skips off the chest of Peters. He fires it over, and beating the throw is Cole Stutzman. It's a leadoff base runner for Crete here to start out the 4th. And the hot corner has been tough over there for Peters for Central City. I love the little bat boy coming in. That's awesome.
Stutzman with an infield single. That'll now bring up the pitcher, number 27, Zach Connell.
Jonas and I were just waiting for what he's going to. It is ruled a single for Stutzman, and I agree. I mean, Peters, he basically was playing a catcher behind home plate. He was just trying to prevent it from going into the outfield and blocked it with his chest, and still was able to fire it over to first, but not in time. So the tying runs at first with nobody out here for Crete to start out the 4th inning. And Zach Connell stands in now trying to get his team tied back up. He's 0 for 1 with a ground out to short that ended the top of the 1st inning. So just his second at bat here. Swung on and miss. A big cut there. Couldn't catch it. It's 2-1. We'll see how aggressive. And Matt and I, we talked about that earlier this morning. Just seems like a lot of the teams here haven't been super aggressive in terms of base running. It seems like they've just been a little bit more cautious because you feel like in a situation like this, obviously I don't know how fast Cole Stutzman is, but you feel like you try your best to get him into scoring position in this situation, no matter what it takes.
No, he's going now.
Aha! Right on cue.
Now he's in trouble. Hurry back.
It's popped up in shallow right, and it is caught, thrown to first. Got him!
Yep, got him.
A double play. Welp, you can blame that on me, Crete fans. I wished for it to happen. Cole Stutzman got trapped, and just like that, there's 2 outs with nobody on. That's
Connell pops out to the right fielder.
A 9-3 double play.
Out at first for 2 outs. That'll now bring up second baseman, number 18, Jay Wisenberg.
So a pop out, put out, just like that. Crete had a 1-out base runner in the 3rd inning. He got picked off, and there were nobody on with 2 outs. They had a leadoff base runner, and now there's nobody on with 2 outs. And I don't know about you, Matt, but it seems like every time Central City gets a play like that, their momentum just shoots up. Everyone on the infield was jumping after that play.
Yeah. Well, that just tells you how much they want it.
Yeah, and that's what's awesome about this Central City squad. They're undefeated. They're used to winning, but you can tell that this tournament just means that much more. Normally when you see teams who are undefeated, they're like, all right, yeah, we do this. We win games. This is nothing new. For them, they're like fired up on plays like that. They're fired up on every out they get. And now the umpire, I think he's letting Looters take a breath.
Yeah.
For anybody out there who happens to be a male, you know why he's taking a breath.
Especially a catcher.
Uh-huh.
Yep, his voice might go up a couple octaves. But
so we hope that Coulter Looters is all right, as he will lead off the bottom of the 4th for Central City batting. Just got to take a couple of breaths, get ready to go again. We all know the pain. As Wisenberg is in the batter's box for Crete, he is 1 for 1 today with a leadoff single in the 2nd inning, and he was left stranded at 3rd in that inning. Swung on and missed. And this one is popped up, and it will go foul.
Right behind us by your car.
Great. Thanks for that.
Yep.
My car does pretty well over there. Now that I say that, it's doomed now. But I park in a pretty dangerous spot. I'm not going to lie, but it does all right. This is smoked and foul. Good crowd here for game number 3. And we expect the same tonight between West Point, who brought a great crowd last night, and Alliance for a 6-hour drive. Their fans were really good yesterday. This is hit over to 3rd. Peters handles it easily this time. Over to 1st in time. And the side is retired. It's 1 hit, no walks, no runs, and nobody left on for Crete. As we go to the bottom of the 4th, Central City leads 2-1 on BSDN Live.
After 3.5, Central City 2, Crete
At
1.
Valley Construction, our team of dedicated professionals is driven by a singular purpose, bringing your unique vision to life through our unrivaled design, build, remodel, and renovation services. With a wealth of industry experience, we have cultivated an impeccable reputation for our extraordinary artisanship, meticulous attention to detail, and unwavering commitment to exceeding customer expectations. Reach out to Valley Construction today to embark on a remodeling journey where your vision is cherished and exceptional results are guaranteed. Valley NE Construction at gmail.com. At
Indoor
Valley
sports facility for youth athletes. We offer world-class training and facilities with open practice areas, lessons, camps, and clinics. Whether it's baseball, softball, soccer, strength and conditioning training, we have the staff and facility for you. Reserve a time. Check us out at elkhorntrainingcamp.com. Elkhorn Training Camp is Omaha's premier indoor sports facility for youth athletes. We offer world-class training and facilities with open practice areas, lessons, camps, and clinics. Whether it's baseball, softball, soccer, strength and conditioning training, we have the staff and facility for you. Reserve a time. Check us out at elkhorntrainingcamp.com. Elkhorn Training Camp is Omaha's premier indoor sports facility for youth athletes. We offer world-class training and facilities with open practice areas, lessons, camps, and clinics. Whether it's baseball, softball, soccer, strength and conditioning training, we have the staff and facility for you. Reserve a time. Check us out at elkhorntrainingcamp.com.
City, the catcher, number 12, Coulter Looters.
Austin McNorton and Matt Richmond back here with you on BSDN Live from Frost Family Stadium and Chris Frank Field in Valley, Nebraska, the site of the 2024 Nebraska American Legion Class B Junior State Tournament. Broadcasting all 4 games yesterday, all 4 games today, 3 tomorrow, 2 on Tuesday, and either 1 or 2 on Wednesday, based on how the championship series goes. There's a pitch on the outside part of the zone. It's Coulter Looters, the 7-8-9 guys due up here for Central City, cleaning on to the 2-1 lead here in the bottom of the 4th. As they went down in order for the first time in the last inning, 1, 2, 3. Coulter Looters fouls it off. He's looking for his first official at-bat as he walked in the second inning and came around to score what is the leading run right now. The bottom of the order was spectacular for Central City yesterday. Truly was the difference. As Looters went 2 for 2 with 2 doubles.
Oh, what a play.
Wow!
What a play.
A diving catch by Brooks Peen. The shortstop robs Coulter Looters of a base hit, and that gets the Crete fans on their feet, and rightfully so.
Looters flying out to the shortstop with a nice diving play for the first out of the inning. That'll now bring up the second baseman, number 1, Parker Zickman.
Well, that's one, folks, who's watching on YouTube. Go ahead and rewind and watch that one a couple times. That's worth it.
No, not getting that
Now,
one.
this one you're not going to get to. A gapper in left center field. Steyer cuts it off, rounding first and standing at second. It's a stand-up, one-out double for the man who was special yesterday, the Central City player of the game, Parker Zickman, his first time on with a one-out double.
Zickman with a stand-up double. That'll now bring up the shortstop, number 3, Martin Gonzalez.
Central City now up to 3 hits here this afternoon. They had 1 hit in the first, 1 in the second, and now 1 here in the 4th. And here's Martin Gonzalez, who's 1 for 1 with a base hit, an RBI, and he was left stranded at third in the bottom of the second and looks at a first pitch strike. Gonzalez, yesterday for Central City, he went 0 for 1, but he had a sacrifice RBI, sac fly and an RBI, and then a walk and a run scored. And he calls time. And that's another interesting thing, Matt, that we saw from Central City.
Yesterday.
They called time a lot yesterday against Lincoln Christian.
And they have not today. That was the first time.
Check swing. He went, says the home plate umpire. But, yeah, they definitely – there was an emphasis on that yesterday where they were calling time, trying to throw off the rhythm of David Crow for Lincoln Christian. And that's only the first time we've seen it today against Zach Connell. Runner at second. Pitch inside with 1 out.
Take that.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
It's a curveball. Take it. It's not going to hurt that bad.
Yeah, he leaned out of the way. Eat it, as they say, right? Eat it. Easier said than done. Oh, strike 3 called as Connell gets the call from a home plate umpire on the pitch that was a little bit high. And there's 2 away with a runner at second.
Down for the second out of the inning. That'll now bring up the left fielder, number 23, Quinn Jensen.
So the leadoff man, Quinn Jensen, steps up. In this tournament, he is 0 for 4, but he has gotten a walk and a run scored. But trying to get his first base hit of the state tournament as the leadoff man. And what would be his first RBI as well, with the speedy Parker Zickman standing at second and 2 outs.
I think Jensen might be like an 8th grader going to be a freshman, or I think he's a young.
Let's see here. After this pitch, it's 0-1 here on Quinn Jensen, the left fielder. He swings and misses at that one. Jensen will graduate in the class of 2028.
Yeah, so he's going to be a freshman.
He's going to be a freshman in high school. So he just finished 8th grade.
Yes.
Yeah. And as the leadoff man for an undefeated team, that's kind of encouraging for Central City High School's baseball program, who's already pretty solid. Back up the middle. Connell almost caught it. He throws it to first, and that's out number 3. That's a great play from Zach Connell to stay with it as it goes right off his chest. He fires it to Linhoff in time for out number 3. It's 1 hit, no walks, no runs, and 1 left on for Central City. They lead it 2-1 as we go to the 5th on BSDN Live.
Plumbing is a proud sponsor of Waterloo Valley Post 58 Legion Baseball. Give them a call at 402-359-9117 for all of your installation, service, and repair needs. When it comes to plumbing, Gregorich is the experts. Once again, give them a call at 402-359-9117. Gregorich Plumbing, proud sponsors of Waterloo Valley Post 58 Baseball. Gregorich Plumbing is a proud sponsor.
Smart Freight Funding is the #1 factoring company for the bulk trucking industry. But we're not just bulk. We factor all trailer types and any freight with over 50 years of driving, dispatching, contracting, and accounting experience in the trucking industry. Let someone who's been in your shoes handle your finances. Learn why clients use Smart Freight Funding and get started today at smartfreightfunding.com. Smart Freight Funding is the #1 factoring company for the bulk trucking industry. But we're not just bulk. We factor all trailer types and any freight with over 50 years of driving, dispatching, contracting, and accounting experience in the trucking industry. Let someone who's been in your shoes handle your finances. Learn why clients use Smart Freight Funding and get started today at smartfreightfunding.com.
Leading off for Crete in the top of the 5th inning. The center fielder, number 6, Peyton Steyer.
Austin McNorton, Matt Richmond back here with you on BSDN Live. Thanks to all of you for tuning in. Thanks to all of our sponsors for making it happen for this junior state tournament from Frost Family Stadium here in Valley, Nebraska. It's Central City 2, Crete 1 here in the top of the 5th. Crete has gotten some base runners, but they've both been forced out, and a blooper is down in front of the left fielder, Jensen. Kind of tripped him up a bit, and a leadoff base hit by Peyton Steyer, and Crete's in business. Back-to-back innings, they've had a leadoff single.
Steyer with a base hit to the left. That'll now bring up the right fielder, number 11, Miles Jenny.
And thanks, everyone, for tuning into our broadcast here on BSDN Live. And we mentioned we'll give shout-outs, and here's one from Laura Reinick out in Elwood, Nebraska, as this is a hit down the third base side, fired over to first. It's in time. A nice play by Peters, the third baseman for Central City, but a good job by Miles Jenny as he advances Peyton Steyer into scoring position.
Advancing the runner to second. That'll now bring up the left fielder, number 21, Hunter Kanoki.
So a good bunt there from Miles Jenny advances Peyton Steyer, the tying run, into scoring position now with 1 out. But like we were saying, Laura, who's watching out in Elwood, Nebraska, wanted to give a shout out to Martin Gonzalez and the Central City team. Let's go green, she says. So we'll continue to give shout outs for all the fans. Thank you for tuning in, Laura. We really appreciate it. We appreciate everyone for tuning in, and we wouldn't be able to do it without all of our lovely sponsors there in the bottom right corner of your screen and the ones you see rotating through the commercials. Crete trying to make some noise as the infield is in for Central City. Erickson is standing in on the grass off to the right of your screen there from the first base side. A decent lead for Steyer at second, but Gonzalez is trying to hold him there. Here's the pitch inside. Somehow that didn't hit him. I think Hunter's wondering how it didn't.
Right?
My gosh, that's crazy. Steyer's at second. It's 2 balls and 1 strike. And here's the pitch. That's inside, and the Central City tried willing that into existence as it looked like it almost broke back over the plate at the last second. But a good hitter's count here, 3-1 now. For Hunter Kanoki, the left fielder for Crete and the lefty batter, swings and misses there. He is 0 for 1 here this afternoon with a looking strikeout that ended the top of the second inning for Crete, when there was a runner at third in that opportunity also. So another opportunity for Hunter to drive in the tying run. And this is fouled off on the 3-2 pitch. What's the approach when you have a runner in scoring position in a full count, Matt? Because the nerves and the intensity picks up a lot.
Just put the ball in play, make contact. Make the defense earn the out.
We'll see if he can. And he fouls it off again.
That's what I've always told any kid I've ever coached. Put the pressure on them. It's 3-2, but put the pressure on them. Put the ball in play. Put the pressure on them. Make them make the play.
Here's the full count pitch again, and he got under it, and it goes foul again. What an at-bat right now from the 9-man from Crete, Hunter Kanoki.
That's another thing, though, too, as I've always told my kids, is don't let the umpire make that at-bat. You know, you got 2 strikes on you. You swing at anything close. Don't make him make that call.
And he steps off the rubber as he thought that Peyton Steyer was just a little bit too far off the bag at second and wanted him to go back. Full count pitch. 1 on in scoring position and 1 out here for Crete. Big opportunity for the team in red and blue. Swung on and missed. And Kanoki strikes out for the second time against Oliver Herman.
Kanoki goes down for the second out of the inning. That'll bring us back to the top of the order with the first baseman, number 22, Tristan Linoff.
We'll see what Tristan Linoff can do now for Crete. He walked and scored back in the first inning, representing the 1 run for Crete here this afternoon. He also flew out to center field in the 3rd inning. Runner in scoring position and 2 outs now. Trying to find a gap in the outfield to drive in his teammate standing at second. Linoff for Crete yesterday against Minden in the morning. He went 1 for 4 with a single and a run scored as the leadoff guy. Ooh, and somehow that didn't hit him. And the count is 3-0 now. One of 6 hits for Crete yesterday against Minden. They had 2 walks also, 3 runs, and they left 8 on. There's a strike and a needed one from Oliver Herman. Herman has only walked 1 guy, and that was Tristan Linoff.
Yeah, they'll start the game off.
Yep, and a run scored, foul tipped into the glove. Good catch by Looters. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, and a runner at second. Good job from Herman to work this thing back full. Big pitch for both teams, to say the least. And once again, the second time in a row on a full count pitch that Herman steps off and resets.
Some big clouds forming out in center field, but the sun shining here at Chris Frank Field. And here's the pitch. Off the end of the bat, foul. Crete has fouled off a lot of full count pitches. And what is Herman's pitch count at now? I feel like it's starting to creep up there.
77.
77 now for him. Through 4 2/3. Full count pitch. Inside. I don't think it hit him, but it definitely went behind him for ball 4.
It hit him.
Okay, it did hit him.
Right off his hip.
So, Crete continues the inning with 2 on and 2 outs now for the catcher, Nick Wint.
Is hit by pitch. That puts runners on first and second. And that'll now bring up the catcher, number 8, Nick Wint.
Big spot here for number 8 in the right-hand batter's box. Batting second in the lineup, catcher Nick Wint. He's 0 for 2 with a sac bunt in the first inning that got Tristan Linoff into scoring position after his leadoff walk. And then he reached on an error in the third inning, and he was picked off of first. There's a strike. Well, his courtesy runner was picked off.
Right.
In that spot. And this is hit really hard, deep to left, back it goes, and it is off the bottom of the fence. 1 run scores, 2 run scores, a 2-run RBI double for Nick Wint, and Crete has the lead. Man, for a second I thought it was gone with how hard it was hit off the bat.
Yeah, it was going, that's for sure.
Wint with a 2 RBI double. That'll now bring up the shortstop, number 7, Brooks Beanie.
The biggest hit of the afternoon for either team. A 2 RBI double with 2 outs for Nick Wint as Peyton Steyer scores from second. Tristan Linoff goes first to home. Good base running from Tristan. And that brings up the shortstop Brooks Beanie now into the batter's box with a runner in scoring position, 2 outs, and now a 3-2 lead.
Well, and the thing is that Herman left a hang. He hung a curveball, and there's an old adage in baseball: "You hang it, we bang it," and that's exactly what Wint did. You hung it, and he hit it very far.
The way it sounded off the bat, I thought it might be gone, but again, the dimensions here at Frost Family Stadium is 330 to left and right. What is it? 380? 380 to center. So it's a deep ballpark. Hit it about as far as he could without it being a home run, but he does his job driving in the leading run here in the top of the 5th, and it comes with 2 outs, which really has been the story of this tournament, Matt.
Yep.
2 outs, and that's when teams have capitalized.
Yeah, we've talked about that all day today about how 2 outs has been huge at bats with 2 outs this whole tournament from so many different teams.
I mean, Central City, for example, yesterday, they scored 5 runs with 2 outs against Lincoln Christian.
I think Elkhorn today scored a bunch of runs with 2 outs against Waterloo Valley.
Yep. Minden scored a lot of runs with 2 outs in the top of the 7th.
Yeah, they sure did, yeah. So, I mean, that's been the story of this tournament is 2 outs. The 2-out hitting process, you know, I mean, it's been really good.
Peening continuing to fight in the batter's box now. I feel like Crete has just kind of figured Herman out a little bit to where they're bothering him, fouling a lot of pitches off. This is hit over to third. Peters is there to first in time to end the side, but Crete does the damage. They have 2 hits, no walks, 2 runs, and 1 left on as they retake the lead. It's a 3-1 Crete lead now, 3-2 Crete lead now as we go to the bottom of the 5th here on BSD in Live. Don't go anywhere.
And October 4th through the 6th. Head over to junkstock.com for more information about this top 10 festival in America per the USA Today. At Junkstock, we are all about peace, love, and junk. See you this fall. For a magical one-of-a-kind festival featuring fabulous vintage antiques and junk vendors, along with makers for a special summer baseball season. The Valley, Nebraska American Legion Post number 58 is open to all veterans in the area who have served. Thank you for serving. Thank you for supporting us this entire summer, and go Wingnuts. The players, parents, family members, and especially all of our fans want to give a huge thank you to the Valley American Legion Post number 58 for a special summer baseball season. The Valley, Nebraska American Legion Post number 58 is open to all veterans in the area who have served. Thank you for serving. Thank you for supporting us this entire summer, and go Wingnuts. The players, parents, family members, and especially all of our fans want to give a huge thank you to the Valley American Legion Post number 58 for a special summer baseball season. The Valley, Nebraska American Legion Post number 58 is open to all veterans in the area who have served. Thank you for serving. Thank you for supporting us this entire summer, and go Wingnuts. The players, parents, family members, and especially all of our fans want to give a huge thank you to the Valley American Legion Post number 58 for a special summer baseball season. The Valley, Nebraska American Legion Post number 58 is open to all veterans in the area who have served. Thank you for serving. Thank you for supporting us.
Austin McNorton and Matt Richmond back here with you on BSDN Live as we continue this awesome winner's bracket side of things between Crete and Central City. This has been a treat as we're here in the bottom of the fifth. Crete retakes the lead in the top half of the inning with 2 hits, 2 runs, and 1 left on thanks to the 2 RBI double by Nick Wint to give Crete the lead back. They led 1-0 after the first inning. Crete led 2-1 after the second inning. And now after the top of the first, Crete leads 3-2. This is a hard hit ball over to third, and it's off of Stutzman into Peening, and he just eats it. That was hit really hard.
That's an infield single. That took a bad hop.
Man, I'll tell you what, the hot corner today for Stutzman and Peters for Crete and Central City, it has just been unfair. It's been an awesome game. So Herman has a leadoff single, and now here's Connor Erickson, who looks at the pitch outside. And Connor Erickson is 1 for 2 today with a single in the first inning, in which he was left stranded at second, and a fly out to center field with the bases loaded back in the second inning.
Well, here's your big bopper right here. Here's your number 1 guy, your best hitter. This is where you come up. Right now, if I'm looking, I'm seeing a right field gap right now, right center gap. I mean, that's wide open. I'm going to hit one right over that second baseman's head.
And let Oliver run.
Yep. If I get a pitch. 3-0
right, yeah, right.
And they know. That's why do you think Connell hasn't thrown anything worth anything right now?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I would rather face Peters right now, who I've struck out twice looking.
Exactly.
Than this guy right now, the best hitter in the team, probably in both teams combined.
Probably in the tournament, to be honest.
Right.
There's a strike. Colvin Peters has struggled today, 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts, and you have a runner at first with nobody out, and that runner at first is not just any run, he's a tying run. But then the question becomes, Matt, well, never mind. Do you put the leading run on? And Crete says, yes, we do.
Yeah.
He's that much of a threat.
Erickson draws the walk, puts runners on first and second. That'll now bring up the third baseman, number 4, Colvin Peters.
So that's the second time Connor Erickson has been on. Oliver Herman moves up to second. There's 2 on for Central City with nobody out. Reminds me of the Royals draft pick Jack Caglione from Florida. They walked him so much when he was in college. You want to talk about a true guy that struck fear into the hearts of every team he played?
Yeah.
That was him. He single-handedly led them. I mean, you know, Matt, about that kid. Took down your Pokes and the Huskers, Mr. Weiss. Are you a Husker, Weiss? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, well, sorry for everybody for bringing that up in this press box because he's everyone's worst nightmare. But now he plays for the Royals, so I'm very, very, very happy. 2 on, nobody out. This gets
huge.
away from Wint, and just like that, both of them move into scoring position.
That wild pitch is huge.
That's a big wild pitch right there, as now the leading run stands at second for Central City with nobody out. And, yep, they're going to talk about this is Crete. Zach Connell has pitched as good as he can against a really deep and really talented lineup for Central City. He's only given up 3 hits, the 1 walk, the 2 runs.
Pitch and change.
And his day will be done. So a good day for sure from Zach Connell. We'll get all the information you need when we come back. 2 on for Central City, both in scoring position here in the bottom of the 5th. Don't go anywhere.
Shields is a proud supporter of Post 58 Legion Baseball. Stop by Village Point at 168th and West Dodge Road for all of your sporting goods and apparel needs.
AWS Well Company, Inc. has been providing professional, reliable, and trusted service in the water well industry for over 50 years. We take pride in being a leader in water well drilling, geothermal systems, pump sales and pump repair, agricultural irrigation system, and septic installation. Our experts can custom design and install a water system that fits your specific needs. For more details, you can contact AWS Well at 402-624-3895.
For a magical, one-of-a-kind festival featuring fabulous vintage antiques and junk vendors, along with makers, food trucks, bands, homemade apple cider and donuts, and of course those Bloody Marys. Then come to Junk Stock this fall, September 27th through the 29th, and October 4th through the 6th. Head over to junkstock.com for more information about this top 10 festival in America per the USA Today. At Junkstock, we are all about peace, love, and junk. See you this fall.
The Nebraska Chiropractic Physicians Association is a professional association of chiropractic physicians whose mission is to promote and advance the chiropractic profession in the state of Nebraska. Chiropractic is natural.
Austin McNorton, Matt Richmond back here with you from Frost Family Stadium. Chris Frank Field in Valley, Nebraska, the site of the 2024 Nebraska American Legion Class B Junior State Tournament. There's a strike thrown by new pitcher on the mound for Crete. It is Cole Stutzman out there. The right-hander replaces Zach Connell, whose day is done. Both of these runs would be charged to him. Oh, it's a fair ball down the third base side. We weren't sure. Tying run, leading run scores. A 2 RBI single for Colbin Peters. And just like that, Central City retakes the lead.
Peters with a 2 RBI single. Gonna now bring up the center fielder, number 6, Caden Warner.
So both of those runs get charged to Zach Connell as he ends the day with 4 hits, 2 walks, 4 runs given up. And now his team trails 4-3 as he stands over at third defensively. Cole Stutzman comes from third onto the mound. And Colvin Peters, who was 0 for 2 before that point with 2 strikeouts, comes through for Central City to give his team the lead back after Oliver Herman had the leadoff single. Erickson had the walk. They both got into scoring position on a wild pitch, and Colbin brought him in. Inside strike. 2 balls, 1 strike on the center fielder, Caden Warner, in the batter's box. He's 0 for 2 with a ground out to second in the second inning and a ground out to the shortstop in the third inning. Big cut there. He missed it, 2-2. For a moment, it seemed like no one was sure if that was a fair ball, but I think that was the right call, Matt.
Yeah, and the thing is that we just didn't have the home plate umpire. We also had an umpire down third, and he also was saying it was a fair ball.
Okay.
So we had 2 confirmations on that, and you can't really complain about that when you have 2 guys on there. Wow, that ball would have been gone if it was fair.
He was all over that, was Caden Warner, who's trying to keep this no-out rally going for Central City right now. As looking at, we've tried to get a look at Caden's numbers in the batting box. Oh, and there's a big strikeout for Cole Stutzman. They always say out number one's the hardest, and there it is for Crete when they needed it desperately. Trailing 4-3 here in the bottom of the fifth.
First out of the inning, that'll now bring up the DH, number 25, Logan Bakiner.
I think I'm the curse for Caden Warner. Literally every time I pull up my stats to read what he does in the batting average, he gets out. Hit over to short. Brooks Peeney flips it to second for one. They fired it over to first, not in time, but good play by Peeney to get the force out at second, and there's two away as Vakiner reaches on the fielder's choice. So he's 0 for 3 today, but he's reached base twice and scored a run.
Second on the force. Bakiner's at first on the fielder's choice. That'll now bring up the catcher, number 12, Coulter Looters.
So 1 on with 2 outs now for Central City after scoring 2 runs on a hit and a walk. A couple hits and a walk, I should say. And that brings up the bottom of the order now, which has been elite for Central City this tournament. Coulter Looters steps up. He's 0 for 1 with a line out and a walk. Hard hit ball to third. Connell makes the play. Over to first. Look at that pitcher's cannon going corner to corner for out number 3. So it's 2 hits, 1 walk, 2 runs, and 1 left on for Central City as they retake the lead. It's 4-3.
Central City 4, Crete 3.
You heard the man. Central City leads it going to the 6th. We'll be right back on BSDN Live.
No.
Woodhouse Auto Family is the home of 21 brands with over 1,100 pre-owned, certified pre-owned, and over 5,600 vehicle selection that can be found at woodhouse.com or visit one of their locations just down the road from anywhere you're at. Woodhouse has proudly been serving the customers and communities since 1975 with a goal to provide you with a buying and servicing experience that builds a trusted partnership for a lifetime. Find them at woodhouse.com.
Waterloo Valley Post 58 Legion Baseball. Give them a call at 402-359-9117 for all of your installation, service, and repair needs. When it comes to plumbing, Gregorich is the experts. Once again, give them a call at 402-359-9117. Gregorich Plumbing, proud sponsors of Waterloo Valley Post 58 Baseball. Gregorich Plumbing is
Smart Freight Funding is the #1 factoring company for the bulk trucking industry. But we're not just bulk. We factor all trailer types and any freight with over 50 years of driving, dispatching, contracting, and accounting experience in the trucking industry. Let someone who's been in your shoes handle your finances. Learn why clients use Smart Freight Funding and get started today at smartfreightfunding.com. Smart Freight Funding is the #1 factoring company for the bulk trucking industry.
Is a proud supporter of Post 58 Legion Baseball. Stop by Village Point at 168th and West Dodge Road for all of your sporting goods and apparel needs. Shields.
Austin McNorton and Matt Richmond back here with you on BSDN Live for the Nebraska American Legion Class B Junior State Tournament. To the top of the 6th we go. This has been an unbelievable baseball game between Crete and Central City. It's just been back and forth. Crete led it 1-0 after the first inning. Central City, they then led 2-1 after the end of the second inning. Crete came back and led 3-2 after the top of the 5th. Central City came back in the bottom of the 5th to now lead 4-3 where we are to start the 6th. So, man, it has been awesome. Herman out there. It's a rope down the right field line. Foul. The way Erickson jumped, he thought he could make a catch. And, you know, the way that he's played it, wouldn't have surprised me if he did. But due up here for Crete are their 4, 5, 6 hitters. And that'll bring up the now pitcher, Cole Stutzman, into the batter's box. He's 1 for 2 today with a single that led off the 4th inning. And then he got caught in that pop-out, put-out double play.
In right field.
Yep, in right field. Yep, exactly right. Thanks, everyone, tuning into our broadcast. You've been treated well in this game here in the first game of the winner's bracket. And if this is any indication on how this winner's bracket will go, then this Alliance and West Point game will be special as well with the lights on here from Valley tonight. And again, continue to leave comments and shout-outs and all those kind of good things in the live chat. And a leadoff base runner for Crete after Cole Stutzman gets plunked.
Stutzman hit by pitch. That'll now bring up the third baseman, number 27, Zach Cano.
So Stutzman is on first. Another tying run for Crete is on with nobody out. That is now, let's see
First
here.
running over at first, number 5, Wyatt Vorderstrass.
5 out of the 6 innings today, Crete has gotten their leadoff base runner on. It's a walk, a single, and a hit batter. 5 out of the 6, they've gotten a leadoff guy on. Problem is, a couple of them have been picked off, roped into the gap in left center field. Mourner cuts it off, which prevents Stutzman from going to third. But it's a single for Zach Connell, and just like that, Crete's back in business. Well, that was hit hard.
Hit to left center. That'll now bring up the second baseman, number 18, Jay Wissenberg.
Crete with 6 hits now on the afternoon. They have 2 on with nobody out. As it goes to the second baseman, Jay Wissenberg, who's 1 for 2 today with a single, and that led off the second inning. He shows a bunt, and it's caught by the catcher, Looters, and nobody can move. Worst case scenario there for Crete, and there's 1 out. It just hung up in the air long enough and right to Coulter Looters, where he really didn't even have to move.
Wissenberg pops up on the bunt attempt for the first out of the inning. That'll now bring up the center fielder, number 6, Peyton Steyer.
So Peyton Steyer now trying to come through for Crete. He had a leadoff single in the last inning, and he came in to score on Nick Wentz' 2 RBI double. He ducks out of the way of that pitch as he's trying to get that tying run across, standing at second with 1 out. He flew out to left field in the second inning. And there he takes a strike. It's 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, 2 on. A great crowd for both teams, and a couple of stragglers from Alliance and West Point. As this is hit hard over to second, Zickman fires it to first for the sure out. Out number 2 as both the base runners advance.
Steyer grounds out to the second baseman for the second out of the inning. That'll now bring up the right fielder, number 11, Miles Jenny.
So Cole Stutzman advances to third. Zach Connell stands at second. Monster spot for the right fielder, Miles Jenny. He's 0 for 2 with a couple of ground outs, but now could give Crete the lead with 1 swing of the bat here. Jenny yesterday, he was pretty good in the bottom of the order for Crete. He went 2 for 3 with 2 singles and an RBI as well. Would love one here. Big cut, big miss. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. As Oliver Herman is trying to get out of another jam. The tying run at third, a good take and a good save from Looters, not allowing that one to get by him. At third is Cole Stutzman. He got on with getting hit by a pitch. Zach Connell singled. He stands at second. Wissenberg popped out on a bunt. Steyer grounded out to second. It all comes down to Miles Jenny for Crete. Running out of opportunities, only 4 outs to work with, and he almost swings himself out of his cleats that time, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. The Central City crowd is big and loud off to our left. The Crete crowd is on the edge of their seat and silent, knowing how big of a moment this is. Strike 3 called! And Herman gets himself out of a jam. Crete leaves 2 stranded in scoring position. We go to the bottom of the 6th. Central City leads 4-3 on BSDN Live. And we will be right back after a word from our sponsors.
Jenny goes down for the third out of the inning. For Crete.
Factory, Nebraska, or schedule an appointment on the website, which will lead you straight to scheduling today. At the Athlete Factory, you can be the best player you can be, all while practicing indoors. Down in Waterloo, Nebraska, the Athlete Factory specializes in indoor softball, baseball, soccer, and basketball training. Some services include facility rentals, lessons, and camps. Here at the Athlete Factory, we pride ourselves on teaching skills to better players and teams. So if this sounds like a good opportunity to parents or coaches, you can find us at our Facebook page, The Athlete Factory Nebraska, or schedule an appointment on the website, which will lead you straight to scheduling today. At the Athlete Factory, you can be the best player you can be, all while practicing indoors. Down in Waterloo, Nebraska, the Athlete Factory specializes in indoor softball, baseball, soccer, and basketball training. Some services include facility rentals, lessons, and camps. Here at the Athlete Factory, we pride ourselves on teaching skills to better players and teams. So if this sounds like a good opportunity to parents or coaches, you can find us at our Facebook page, The Athlete Factory Nebraska, or schedule an appointment on the website, which will lead you straight to scheduling today. At the Athlete Factory, you can be the best player you can be, all while practicing indoors. Down in Waterloo, Nebraska, the Athlete Factory specializes in indoor softball.
Leading off, the second baseman, number 1, Parker Zickman.
Austin McNorton, Matt Richmond back here with you on BSDN Live for the bottom of the 6th. Central City leads Crete 4-3 after Crete left 2 in scoring position in the top half of this inning and now only have 3 outs. Central City trying to give themselves a little bit more cushion with the 4-3 lead. And Cole Stutzman trying to keep it a 1-run game at the most as he comes back out there on the mound as he came in relief for Zach Connell and got the 3 outs of the 5th inning. And he faces the 8-9-1 batters of Central City, and that belongs to Parker Zickman, who had a double in the 4th inning and a line out to center field in the 2nd inning. Ooh. Nick Wint thought that was a strike and what would have been strike 3. A couple of times Nick Wint's done a good job of framing it into the zone, thinking it was strike 3.
Yeah.
That time he couldn't frame it, and Zickman has worked the count back full. Central City trying to get a little bit more cushion as this is hit through the hole on the left side, past the glove of Connell, down into left field. It's a leadoff single for Parker Zickman, and boy, this kid bats 8th, and kind of curious as to why, because boy, he is great here in this state tournament.
With a base hit to left. That'll now bring up the shortstop, number 3, Martin Gonzalez.
Batting 9th, the shortstop Martin Gonzalez comes up. He's 1 for 2 with a single in the 2nd inning and a strikeout. And maybe, honestly, Matt, this might be the strategy of Ben Nelson for Central City. Knowing how good Zickman is, saying, I know he's going to get on when my top of the order comes up. Maybe that's the thought process.
Yeah, that's true.
I want to take a look at Parker's numbers. I mean, that's kind of deceiving for Central City because pretty much everyone's batting numbers are great. Parker Zickman, it's not one of the better ones, just a 275 average, which is usually pretty good, but for Central City, it's actually not one of the better ones. Tells you how deep their lineup is. But a 275 average for Zickman, 409 on base percentage. He has 14 hits coming into this tournament, 11 singles, 3 doubles. So he had 14 hits coming into this tournament. He has 5 in 2 games.
Yeah, I think he's
red hot.
Red hot. Well, he's definitely brought that average up to well over 300 now.
Yeah. So, yeah, I think him being 8th is justified based on the summer, but right now he's
that's down the line. That's that fair or foul ball.
So just a long strike for Martin Gonzalez, who's gotten a shout-out here on our broadcast. But, yeah, I think right now the bottom of the order for Central City and Parker Zickman is just swinging a hot bat right now. And what do they always say? You want to be going into a state tournament playing your best baseball, and I think it's safe to say if the 1 through 9 order for Central City, they're playing their best baseball as once again the bottom of the order for the team in green comes through. They're both on with the out and out.
Gonzalez draws a walk. Puts runners on first and second. That'll bring up the left fielder, number 23, Quinn Jensen.
So Zickman stands at second. Gonzalez stands at first. Nobody out for Central City as we go to the top of the lineup. Incoming freshman Quinn Jensen at the plate. He's 0 for 3, but reached on an error and was left stranded at second in the 2nd inning. 8 out of the 9 batters for Central City have reached base today in one way or another.
You got time on the field. Think it's going to be a quick one. Coach Rafferty doesn't look like he wants anybody else up there with him. I think he's just telling his pitcher, hey, you all right? What's going on? Yeah. Yeah, well, you need to start throwing strikes. Your arm's hurting you? No? All right, well, let's go.
I love it. It's like whenever Tony Romo interprets what quarterbacks and stuff are saying. That's what
Right.
you're doing, Matt.
Yeah.
I like it.
It's like I was right there in the bubble.
Uh-huh. I feel like that was a pretty accurate on how that conversation went.
Yeah.
So we'll see if Cole can settle down a little bit. Good pitch there, just missed, and it's 3-0. Trying to avoid the bases being loaded, which is a one-run deficit. Trying to keep it that way. And we'll see if Herman will come out for Central City to pitch the top of the 7th.
I don't think he can.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was curious on, and so I wonder who it would be.
He's at 103. He can.
And just like that, the bases are loaded with back-to-back walks.
With Herman coming up.
Yep.
Jensen draws the walk to load the bases. That'll now bring up the pitcher, number 7, Oliver Herman.
With the two best players for Central City coming up to the plate, the bases loaded are with nobody out. Exactly what you wanted to avoid if you were Crete in this inning when it started. You wanted to avoid having to face Herman and Erickson. Now you have to face them both with the bases loaded.
Yeah, I mean, you did not want to get this far in the lineup in the
Nope.
bottom. You wanted to keep it a one-run game, and unfortunately, it does not look like that's going to happen.
If it
Stutzman is
remains a
struggling.
one-run game after this, then,
Momentum's going to Crete.
I mean, you have more momentum than you can dream of if you can get out of this without giving up a run against these two guys. Jonas, is his bat just orange or does it have flames on it?
It's a little mix.
It looks like a little mix. Yeah, I agree. Well, it's tough to say if it's just like a pattern or if it's flames.
I think it's a block pattern.
Yep, I think it's a block pattern of orange and black. From up here, it looked like it might have been flames for Oliver Herman. He fouls it off.
That is the Atlas.
2022 Atlas.
23.
I don't even know what any of that means.
You have a 23. Jonas has a 23.
Okay. Sure. I know what you're talking about.
That's the name of the bat. It is from who makes it? Louisville.
Nice.
It's one of the hotter bats.
2 balls, 2 strikes, bases loaded, swung on and missed, an unbelievable strikeout for Cole Stutzman. And there's 1 out. And Oliver was frustrated with himself as the bases are loaded now with 1 out, and that's a huge K for Crete.
Herman goes down for the first out of the inning. That'll now bring up the first baseman, number 33, Connor Erickson.
So now Connor Erickson steps up. The last time he stepped up with bases loaded, it was with 2 outs, and he flew out to center field. So he's 1 for 2 today. He also singled back in the first inning, and he walked and scored a run in the 5th inning.
I think on Herman's backswing, he hit Went.
The catcher.
Yeah.
And Erickson, first pitch, roped
that's
it
trouble.
to right. Jenny, it's over his head. Coming in from third is Zickman. Gonzalez comes in from second. Going first to third is Jensen. A 2 RBI double for Connor Erickson gives Central City a little bit more breathing room. You knew it'd be tough to get out Herman and Erickson. He gets one of the 2.
Erickson with a 2 RBI double. That'll now bring up the third baseman, number 4, Colbin Peters.
Scoring from third was Parker Zickman. Scoring from second was Martin Gonzalez. Quinn Jensen goes first to third. Connor Erickson stands at second with 1 out and now a 3-run lead thanks to his 2 RBI double.
What mistake did Jenny make on that play, Jonas?
Oh, and this is hit through the hole on the left side. Coming from third is Jensen. Erickson will hold it third. An RBI single for Colbin Peters. Back-to-back RBI singles for Colbin Peters.
Peters with an RBI single to left. That'll now bring up the center fielder, number 6, Caden Mourner.
Jensen scores from third. Connor Erickson advances to third. Peters stands at first. And I think Crete might make a pitching change with runners at the corners and 1 out. As Central City led 4-3, they now lead 7-3 All the details of the new pitcher coming up when we come back.
Shields is a proud supporter of Post 58 Legion Baseball. Stop by Village Point at 168th and West Dodge Road for all of your sporting goods and apparel needs.
AWS Well Company, Inc. has been providing professional, reliable, and trusted service in the water well industry for over 50 years. We take pride in being a leader in water well drilling, geothermal systems, pump sales and pump repair, agricultural irrigation system, and septic installation. Our experts can custom design and install a water system that fits your specific needs. For more details, you can contact AWS Well at 402-624-3895.
For a magical one-of-a-kind festival featuring fabulous vintage antiques and junk vendors, along with makers, food trucks, bands, homemade apple cider and donuts, and of course those Bloody Marys, then come to Junk Stock this fall, September 27th through the 29th and October 4th through the 6th. Head over to junkstock.com for more information about this top 10 festival in America per the USA Today. At Junkstock, we are all about peace, love, and junk. See you this fall.
The Nebraska Chiropractic Physicians Association is a professional association of chiropractic physicians whose mission is to promote and advance the chiropractic profession in the state of Nebraska. Chiropractic is natural, holistic, and patient-centered. It is a safe, drug-free, cost-effective alternative in healthcare for the whole family. Start your path to better health today. Learn more about chiropractic care and find a doctor at nebraskachiropractic.org.
Black Hills Energy is a proud sponsor of Waterloo Valley Post 58 Baseball. You need an energy partner that's always looking ahead.
Welcome back to Frost Family Stadium and Chris Frank Field here in Valley, Nebraska. We're in the winner's bracket side of things where Central City leads Crete 7-3 in the bottom of the sixth. This was a one-run ball game when this inning started, and Central City has scored 3 runs on 3 hits and 2 walks here in this bottom of the sixth. It is Connor Erickson who has the 2 RBI double on third, and Colvin Peters with the RBI single standing at first. For the new pitcher on the mound for Crete, the second baseman Jay Wissenberg, and going to second is Cole Stutzman. So they just switch spots. And Caden Mourner stands in for Central City and looks at a pitch outside. Caden is due today. He's 0 for 3 with a ground out to second, a ground out to short, and a strikeout. Mourner last night for Crete, he went 0 for 4, so he's 0 for 7 here in the state tournament. So he's really due. And looks at a pitch outside, and let's go ahead and take a look at Mourner's numbers this summer. A .303 batting average with a .479 on base percentage, 10 hits, 8 of them being singles, 2 doubles, 14 RBIs, 10 runs, and 10 walks. So we talked about Parker Zigman swinging a hot bat for Central City after kind of an average summer. A pretty good summer for Caden Mourner just in the state tournament. He struggled a little bit, so he's definitely due, and no better spot than here with a runner in scoring position and only 1 out. Here's the 3-2 pitch. He missed it. Swung on and missed a strikeout. A big one there for Jay Wissenberg coming in. And there's 2 away for Central City here in the bottom of the sixth.
Mourner goes down for the second out of the inning. That'll now bring up the DH. Number 25, Logan Vakiner.
Vakiner steps up. He's 0 for 3 today, even though he's reached twice and scored a run. He reached on a fielder's choice in the 5th inning. And he reached on an error in the 2nd inning and scored a run, and he struck out looking in the 3rd inning. Ooh, there he looks at a pitch that I don't know where it missed. I'll be honest. Maybe a little low. But standing at third is Erickson after his 2 RBI double. And Peters stands at first with his RBI single. The 3 runs batted in by the 2 guys on base. Sent out to straightaway right. Jenny comes in, makes the catch barely. He didn't make it easy, as it almost got away from him, but that's out number 3. But damage done for Central City. 3 hits, 2 walks, 3 runs, and 2 left on, as they now lead 7-3.
After 6 complete, Central City 7, Crete 3.
We'll be back on BSDN Live. Final chance for Crete going to the 7th when we come back on BSDN Live.
The Nebraska Chiropractic Physicians Association is a professional association of chiropractic physicians whose mission is to promote and advance the chiropractic profession in the state of Nebraska. Chiropractic is natural, holistic, and patient-centered. It is a safe, drug-free, cost-effective alternative in healthcare for the whole family. Start your path
Eagles
to
is a
better
proud
health.
supporter of Post 58 Legion Baseball. Stop by Village Point at 168th and West Dodge Road for all of your sporting goods and apparel needs.
AWS Well Company, Inc. has been providing professional, reliable, and trusted service in the water well industry for over 50 years. We take pride in being a leader in water well drilling, geothermal systems, pump sales and pump repair, agricultural irrigation system, and septic installation. Our experts can custom design and install a water system that fits your specific needs. For more details, you can contact AWS Well at 402-624-3895.
For a magical one-of-a-kind festival featuring fabulous vintage antiques and junk vendors, along with makers, food trucks, bands, homemade apple cider and donuts, and of course those Bloody Marys, then come to Junk Stock this fall, September 27th through the 29th and October 4th through the 6th. Head over to junkstock.com for more information about this top 10 festival in America per the USA Today. At Junkstock, we are all about peace, love, and junk. See you this fall.
The Nebraska Chiropractic Physicians Association is a professional association of chiropractic physicians whose mission is to promote and advance the chiropractic profession in the state of Nebraska. Chiropractic is natural, holistic, and patient-centered. It is a safe, drug-free, cost-effective alternative in healthcare for the whole family. Start your path to better health today. Learn more about chiropractic care and find a doctor at nebraskachiropractic.org.
Black Hills Energy is a proud sponsor of Water.
26. He's 26.
Austin McNorton, Matt Richmond back here with you, and we have a new batter in the place of Hunter Kanoki for Crete. It's number 26,
Now batting number 26,
Caden Bruns. So it's the 9-1-2 hitters due up for Crete as they now trail 7-3 here in the top of the 7th.
That first one a ball.
Austin McNorton, Matt Richmond here with you on BSDN Live here on the top of the 7th. It was a one-run game going into the bottom of the 6th where Central City added 3 runs on 3 hits and 2 walks. So Crete trying to bounce back and make this a close one again. Chopper over to third goes foul for Bruns, and he'll go back into the batter's box. So Kanoki's day is done, going 0 for 2. And let's talk about the completely new Central City defense, essentially. Colbin Peters is on the mound now and throws a pitch outside, coming over from third, which means that the DH in Logan Vakiner is now standing at third. Oliver Herman's day is done on the mound. He's now in the catcher's gear behind home plate, which means that Coulter Luders is now standing at first, which means that Connor Erickson is now standing out in center field as he bumped Caden Warner out to right field, which bumped, who was out there for them in right?
Brazzi.
Brazzi out of the game completely. Swung on and missed. There's a strikeout and the first out of the side for Crete.
Bruns goes down for the first out of the inning. That'll now bring up the leadoff hitter, first baseman number 22, Tristan Lenoff.
So the defense is as follows for Central City. It's Jensen in left, Erickson in center, Mourner in right, Vakiner at third, Gonzalez at short, Zickman at second, Luders stands at first, Peters on the mound, and Herman behind home plate. Wild. Top of the order now here for Crete, Tristan Lenoff in the lefty box. He's 0 for 1, but he has walked and scored a run, and he was hit by a pitch and scored a run. 2 of the 3 runs belong to him. Swung on and missed there. It's 1-1 the count. So just trying to keep the game alive here for Crete. Again, Central City looking to advance, and they would play tomorrow at 7 o'clock if they're able to hold on. So they would have the night game tomorrow night. Crete, unless they're able to come back in this one, they would take on They would take on ETC Mount Michael tomorrow afternoon at 1 o'clock, which is game number 1 for us here at Frost Family Stadium tomorrow. 1 o'clock, 4 o'clock, and 7 o'clock tomorrow here at Chris Frank Field. So that would be Crete and ETC if things hold up right now. Hit back up the middle, past the glove of Peters. This won't be an easy play, and it won't be a play. An infield single for Tristan Linhoff and a one-out base runner for Crete.
Linhoff with a base hit up the middle. That'll now bring up the catcher, number 8, Nick Went.
Nick Wynn has the biggest hit of the day for Crete. A 2 RBI, 2-out double in the top of the 5th inning that gave Crete what was a 3-2 lead in that top of the 5th inning. That immediately Central City took back in the bottom half of the 5th, taking the lead back 4-3. And then adding on to the lead 7-3 now. So a runner at first, and he bloops one into shallow right. That's down. Another base hit for Nick Went. And Crete now brings not the tying run, but another batter to the plate. And keeping the line moving.
Puts runners on first and second. That'll now bring up the shortstop, number 7, Brooks Beanie.
So a couple of one-out knocks for Tristan Linhoff and Nick Went. Tristan stands at second. Went stands at first for Brooks Peening, who's 1 for 3 today with a single in the first inning. That was an RBI single for him, and that's right off the face mask of the home plate umpire, so you hope he's all right.
Yeah, that was.
Boy,
That was not the face mask. That was the shoulder.
Oh, okay.
Got him right up around collarbone area.
And he flew out to the first baseman in the 3rd inning and grounded out to the 3rd baseman in the 5th inning, which at that time was Colvin Peters. So Peters has gotten Brooks Peening out once already here this afternoon. As we get towards the evening, the sun shining here in what has been an unbelievable ball game here in game number 3 today. 2 on, 1 out. Crete trying to make some noise here in the top of the 7th. They're trying to do a Minden. There we are.
There it is. It's a Minden.
It's a Minden they're trying to pull off here, which they know all too well about that, as Minden almost came back on them yesterday. A slow roller over to third, a diving play by Vakiner. It goes into left field. Rounding third, coming home is Tristan Linhoff, and Crete has made this a 3-run ball game with an RBI single from Brooks Peening.
Peening with an RBI single. We got timeout on the field.
Linhoff scores from second. Nick Went advances to second. 3 straight singles in a row given up by Colvin Peters, and Central City wants to talk about it, as now the tying run will come to the plate here for Crete. Let's go ahead, and while we have a chance, we can look at Colvin Peters' numbers this summer for Central City. He has pitched 23 1/3 innings. Started in 4 games. He's played in 8 games. 109 batters faced. He's 3-0 in terms of decisions. Given up 10 hits,
Now
11 runs.
The second baseman, number 16, Cole Stutzman.
5 of those being earned runs. He's walked 15, struck out 36, and has a 1.5 ERA. There's a strike in the bottom right corner when he needed it. 0-1 on Cole Stutzman. Cole is 1 for 2 today with a single in the 4th inning, a ground out in the 1st inning, and he was hit by a pitch in the 6th inning. Popped it up. It stays in play, and the catch is made by Peters, the pitcher. And the worst case scenario there for Crete, an infield pop-up.
Stutzman. Oops, wrong one.
I was like, boy, that was louder than
The pitcher for the
usual.
second out in. That'll now bring up the third baseman, number 27, Zach Connell.
I would do that all the time. I don't know how you don't do that more, to be honest.
That's
if it were
actually
me.
the first time I've ever done
That's
it.
the first time you've ever done it. I would do it all the time. Here, it all comes down to Zach Connell. He started the day on the mound for Crete. And in terms of in the batter's box, he is 1 for 3 with a single, a ground out,
ball.
and a foul ball off the left side, and a fly out to right field. He represents the final out for Crete And he represents the tying run for Crete as well with 2 outs.
Bat looks familiar.
Is this the bat you got, Jonas?
He used to have that one.
Used to have it, okay. Big pitch. There's a strike, and now Crete down to their final strike. Not of the summer, but of the winner's bracket. They would then have to work their way from the bottom. It's grounded over to third. It's through the hole into left field, and the bases are loaded as Nick Wint couldn't get there. Time is called. And making the dive was Gonzalez. I think it was Gonzalez, the shortstop, who tried to just eat it and keep it in play on the infield. And now the tying run is on for Crete. Another single for Zach Connell, his second.
Connell with a base hit to left. Bases loaded. That'll now bring up the pitcher, number 18, Jay Wisenberg.
Nick Wint advances to third. Brooke Peening stands at second. Zach Connell stands at first. The bases are loaded for Crete. And a new batter is Jay Wisenberg.
I do have to say, though, they have not, really hit the ball hard.
Right.
They've just found holes.
Exactly right. Yeah, they've just put the – in other words, Matt, they've done what you wanted. Just put the ball in play and make the defense work.
Yep.
Which Central City has done everything they could. Right back up the middle and caught! Peters ends the game with a line drive hit right back to him. Just honestly a reactionary catch that he makes look easy to end the game.
For the third out of the inning, and that's the ball game, folks. Let's give both these teams a nice round of applause. Great game played by both.
Boy, a great game played by both is right. There's no doubt about that.
With the win, Central City will play tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Crete will play tomorrow at 1 p.m. against ETC. See both you guys tomorrow. Good luck.
So Crete hangs on to win. 7-4 is your final. Let's go ahead and take a break here on BSDN Live. When we come back, we'll break this one down for you. Don't go anywhere on BSDN Live.
Shields is a proud supporter of Post 58 Legion Baseball. Stop by Village Point at 168th and West Dodge Road for all of your sporting goods and apparel needs.
AWS Well Company, Inc. has been providing professional, reliable, and trusted service in the water well industry for over 50 years. We take pride in being a leader in water well drilling, geothermal systems, pump sales and pump repair, agricultural irrigation system, and septic installation. Our experts can custom design and install a water system that fits your specific needs. For more details, you can contact AWS Well at 402-624-3895.
For a magical one-of-a-kind festival featuring fabulous vintage antiques and junk vendors, along with makers, food trucks, bands, homemade apple cider and donuts, and of course those Bloody Marys, then come to Junk Stock this fall, September 27th through the 29th, and October 4th through the 6th. Head over to junkstock.com for more information about this top 10 festival in America per the USA Today. At Junkstock, we are all about peace, love, and junk. See you this fall.
The Nebraska Chiropractic Physicians Association is a professional association of chiropractic physicians whose mission is to promote and advance the chiropractic profession in the state of Nebraska. Chiropractic is natural, holistic, and patient-centered. It is a safe, drug-free, cost-effective alternative in healthcare for the whole family. Start your path to better health today. Learn more about chiropractic care and find a doctor at nebraskachiropractic.org.
Black Hills Energy is a proud sponsor of Waterloo Valley Post 58 Baseball. You need an energy partner that's always looking ahead. That's why we at Black Hills Energy are always ready to support, inspire, and drive your next adventure, whatever it may be. Because supporting your day-to-day is our everyday. And we're always here, ready for what comes next. Find out more at blackhillsenergy.com.
At the Athlete Factory, you can be the best player you can be, all while practicing indoors. Down in Waterloo, Nebraska, the Athlete Factory specializes in indoor softball, baseball, soccer, and basketball training. Some services include facility rentals, lessons, and camps. Here at the Athlete Factory, we pride ourselves on teaching skills to better players and teams. So if this sounds like a good opportunity to parents or coaches, you can find us at our Facebook page, The Athlete Factory Nebraska, or schedule an appointment on the website, which will lead you straight to scheduling today.
Is it a good time to sell your house? Is it a good time to buy a house? Realtor Carrie Wilcox with Nebraska Realty knows the answer. Give her a call at 402-212-2271 today to get all these questions answered.
Smart Freight Funding is the #1 factoring company for the bulk trucking industry. But we're not just bulk. We factor all trailer types and any freight with over 50 years of driving, dispatching, contracting, and accounting experience in the trucking industry. Let someone who's been in your shoes handle your finances. Learn why clients use Smart Freight Funding and get started today at smartfreightfunding.com.
The players, parents, family members, and especially all of our fans want to give a huge thank you to the Valley American Legion Post number 58 for a special summer baseball season. The Valley, Nebraska American Legion Post number 58 is open to all veterans in the area who have served. Thank you for serving. Thank you for supporting us this entire summer, and go Wingnuts.
At Valley Construction, our team of dedicated professionals is driven by a singular purpose, bringing your unique vision to life through our unrivaled design, build, remodel, and renovation services. With a wealth of industry experience, we have cultivated an impeccable reputation for our extraordinary artisanship, meticulous attention to detail, and unwavering commitment to exceeding customer expectations. Reach out to Valley Construction today to embark on a remodeling journey where your vision is cherished and exceptional results are guaranteed. ValleyNEConstruction@gmail.com.
Gregorich Plumbing is a proud...
Welcome back to Frost Family Stadium and Chris Frank Field on our BSDN Live postgame show. Austin McNorton here after the conclusion of our Game 1 of the winners bracket. Central City holds off Crete 7-4 and probably what's been the best game of the tournament. A back-and-forth game. Crete led after the end of the first inning 1-0. Central City comes back to lead 2-0 after the end of the second. Going in after the top of the fifth, Crete led 3-2. Central City after the fifth led 4-3. And then they added to the lead 7-3. Crete comes back making it 7-4. That's your final. And we're talking to the winning pitcher for Central City, Oliver Herman, with us now. And man, Oliver, when a game's going back and forth like that the whole way, what are the emotions like out there on the field?
Obviously, we're really excited throughout the entire game. You know, you just got to keep that intensity. And what the coaches always talk about is stay level. You know, you can't get too high, you can't get too low. When things don't go your way, you can't get too low. And when things are going your way, you can't get too high. You just got to stay a level head throughout the game.
We're talking to Oliver Herman here with us, the winning pitcher, and he ended up closing the game out behind home plate in the catcher's gear. But, yeah, that's kind of what Matt and I gathered up here in the press box, Oliver, is that you guys haven't lost a game all year, and yet we are seeing a lot of emotion from you guys out there on the field. How much do these games mean for your team this year?
These games mean a lot. So the last 4 years we've made it 3 times, and we lost 2 games right away both times. And so this year our goal at the start of the year was to win it all. And I feel like we're doing a pretty good job so far of that. We're going to keep going, and these games mean a whole heck of a lot.
What was working for you on the mound today in terms of a really good Crete lineup?
What was working well today was just keep them off balance, mix up pitches, throw as hard as I can and leave it all out there.
And then offensively for you guys, every single player except for one, 8 of your 9 batters reached base in some way or of another. Talk about how deep your lineup is 1 through 9, because Parker Zygmunt, he's batting 8th in the lineup, but he might be swinging your hottest bat right now.
Yeah. Parker's been doing incredible. Of course, he went 3 for 3 last game, and then has 2 more hits this game. It's insane. He's been cold lately, but gosh darn it, he's turned up in the state tournament, which is amazing to see our 7 and 8 guys turn up in the state tournament.
They always say you want to be playing your best ball this time of year. Do you guys feel like you are?
Absolutely. These have been our 2 best games of the season so far.
We're again talking to winning pitcher for Central City in a 7-4 victory, Oliver Herman. And so, Oliver, what's kind of the next 24 hours looking? Says you'll be back here tomorrow night at 7 going against a really good Alliance team or a really good West Point team who will also be undefeated tomorrow night. How do you guys approach tomorrow now?
Tomorrow night we're going to go home, go back to Central City, go home, wake up early, irrigate, go back on the farm, and then come back out, get up here about 4, and then watch the game, and then get ready to go hit
Man, I love that. Going back to do some work at home and then come back for a little baseball at night. I think that's fantastic. Well, congrats on the win, man. Continue to celebrate, and we'll see you back here tomorrow night.
Thank you very much.
That's Oliver Herman with us, your winning pitcher this afternoon for Central City in the victory over a really good Crete squad. 7-4 is your final, and boy, were they fired up from start to finish and continued to be fired up here in the press box. I love it as they win it 7-4, leaving the bases loaded there in the top of the 7th. Let's go ahead and break things down for Crete. They had 10 hits this afternoon, 1 walk, 4 runs, and 8 batters were left on base. Tristan Linhoff, he went 1 for 2 with a single and 3 runs scored. Nick Wint went 2 for 4 with a double and a single. Brooks Peeney went 2 for 4 with 2 singles. Cole Sussman went 1 for 3 with a single. Zach Connell went 2 for 4 with 2 singles. Jay Wissenberg went 1 for 4 with a single. Peyton Stour went 1 for 3 with a single. And that's the lineup there for Crete. Looking at Central City, they had 8 hits, 4 walks, 7 runs, and 8 batters left on base. Quinn Jensen, he walked and scored a run. Oliver Herman had a single and a run scored. Connor Erickson went 2 for 3 with a double, a single, a walk, and a run scored. Colvin Peters went 2 for 4 with 2 singles. Logan Vakiner, he reached base 2 times and scored a run. Colton Luders walked and scored a run. Parker Zigman went 2 for 3 with a double, a single, and a run scored. And Martin Gonzalez went 1 for 2 with a single, a walk, and a run scored. So that's the scoring breakdown and all the stats from this one. So this is how the tournament shapes up now. Central City advances to the quarterfinals undefeated with a victory over Crete by a score of 7-4. So Crete will now play tomorrow afternoon at 1 o'clock against ETC Mount Michael in the losers bracket. Will have to work their way that way tomorrow afternoon at 1 o'clock. That's game number 1 tomorrow here on BSDN Live. And we are getting set for game number 4 of 4 tonight as Alliance gets ready to take on West Point. Both teams undefeated. Final game, game number 8 of the 2024 Nebraska American Legion Class B Junior State Tournament. So we will take a break here on BSDN Live. We'll start a new broadcast right there on YouTube. Get you set, get all the details you need, ready to go, and we'll get you set for first pitch. That'll be approximately at 7 o'clock here from Frost Family Stadium. For Matt Richmond, Oliver Herman, I've been Austin McNorton saying so long from Chris Frank Field. We'll see you in a moment with the lights on. Don't miss it.